Welcome, my brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining my channel, Readings by Circe, with yours truly, Becky. I thank you guys for coming on. It truly means the world to me. And yeah, it's about that time for another reading, guys. I've been really wondering about this, and then I was channeled a message from Source. It's time to do a Hello from Heaven spread. So this is going to be for those of you that are wanting to get in touch with somebody that's passed away, have messages from them, and we'll see how it goes. I don't do these a whole lot, and I'm going to try and change that because I do actually really enjoy these readings. It's just, you know, just one of those things for me. So a little bit different. I got my hair up today, so chill with me, guys. It's just one of those days. It's been really hot where I'm at. I don't want to get this intro too long, but I do want to say, if this resonates with you, hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel down below, setting that notification bell. If you're wondering when the readings come out, they are every other Wednesday at 1 o'clock Central Time or 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can check out your time zones accordingly. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you guys? Yeah, I think that's it. I am going to bring out 2 of my own homemade decks along with this reading. One, I've created a grief deck just for this purpose, so I'm excited to use that. I don't get to use it super often, so I'm excited to bring that out for you guys today, and we'll just see what the messages are. So for pile number 1, I do have this beautiful amethyst for you to choose from. Pile number 2, we've got this beautiful bloodstone, beautiful dark green stone with red flecks in it. And for pile number 3, we have this is garnet. I couldn't remember what it was. It's beautiful. Right. So whatever stone is the one that you were called to should be the reading for you, keeping in mind that energies are fluid. These are general messages, so just take what resonates, and if it's not resonating, it's a message for someone else, and just leave that behind. And we'll go ahead and get into it. So I will see you guys over on your respective piles, and I'm excited to get these going. Pile number 1. I'm so excited to have you guys here. I already got your cards going for you. So this is for those of you that chose the amethyst. Okay, this is for you. I decided on this particular one, I'm not going to start with channel messages. I do that, but today I'm just going to get into the reading, and we'll see what comes out. And then if I have enough energy at the end, I will do the channel messages for you guys, okay? So let's get these going. I don't know what the cards are. We're going to find out together. So, yeah. Okay. Okay. That. Just gotta make sure I have enough room for everything, guys. Okay. So, yeah, you guys are definitely in, no matter how long ago this person passed away, you guys are definitely in a situation of feeling a lot of grief from them. You guys are really upset about what has happened, and I think that there's a lot that was left unsaid. No matter the connection that you guys had with them, because I feel like in the waking life, okay, I feel like there was this energy of you guys not respecting each other's boundaries, or they're not respecting your boundaries, and that's coming out through very clear here. So the message is, though, the overall theme is they want you to know that you're in a position right now where you feel stuck. And you have an opportunity to really change things around, but they see that you're very stuck, and they've been trying to help you. They've been very much trying to help you through your challenges, give you messages. I do get this energy that you will randomly begin to think about them and you'll be like, oh, you know, like so and so. Now, when I was getting your guys' cards, there was this energy of a divine feminine coming through, a mother figure, sister, or like a grandmother or an auntie, or it could have just been a female friend. It does not have to be. It could be a man that was just very feminine by nature or had a feminine zodiac sign. But the energy that's coming through is somebody that was feminine, leaned heavily on the feminine energy. I'm going to turn you guys just a tad bit here. Okay. But they see you guys struggling. And you guys do get energy where you think about them randomly. And they want you guys to know that there's not a lot for you guys to overcome in order for you to get to where you're going. And you do need to feel the pain of losing them, regardless of the connection that you had with them. It's important for you guys to feel the pain and the grief of you guys losing this person. If you guys just put it in, you know, deep down somewhere, hoping that you're not going to feel it later on, it's just going to come out in really weird various ways. Like you're going to hear a song, or you're going to be out in public and you're going to start crying, and then people are really going to be like, whoa, are you okay? Like, is everything all right? And then it's just that embarrassment that comes with it, right? Yeah, they want you to go within and to really seek solitude and feel into this. Because they see how hard you're trying to not feel the pain of their loss, and how much it's got you guys stuck in fear and anxiety, and it's almost like self-sabotaging energy, but it's bigger than that, right? Like it does turn into self-sabotaging energy because you're not feeling the pain of it, right? Because you're not feeling the pain of their loss. And they want you to know that they love you. And no matter what you guys experienced in the waking life, they do care about you, and they want you guys to be better. They want you guys to be stronger, and they don't want you to be sad that they're gone. And I feel like where you're going to find the most strength from is actually checking out your memories of the past. And I think that that's something that's been really hard for you because of the pain you feel in losing them. But they're telling me here that you guys have a lot of truth, and when you guys find and lean into the truth of the past, you guys will actually be able to heal and bring this situation to a close. Because right now it's just kind of like on a round robin. Like you feel them and then you push it away, and then you feel them and you push it away, and then you feel them and you push it away, and it's almost like you're preventing yourself from crying. And that's creating an imbalance in your energy, and that's creating a situation where it's almost like you don't want to believe in the afterlife, but there's something inside of you that does want to believe in the afterlife because you're here, right? You want to get messages, you want to know, oh my gosh, are they really there? I did hear you fought a lot. Like that just came through. We fought a lot. And I feel like it was just really petty stuff, like really small things. And you realize that now, and you're like, but I would give anything just to have that fight one more time with them. Like, that's how much it's like you're not healing from it. You're just in this energy of like, I really want to have that fight one more time with them. They see the beauty of your heart, and you have so much to offer to the world, and you have the opportunity to bring in anything that you want. Right now everything is just stuck on repeat because you're not feeling the pain of their loss. There's a big fear that's coming through here too. So I keep hearing nurture. That's again the confirmation that this could be very like a mother figure, somebody that, you know, like a grandma or somebody that took care of you in some way, shape, or form. But they want you guys to learn how to nurture yourself. It's almost like ever since their passing, you just kind of forgot how to nurture yourself, to take care of yourself. Find freedom. Release the anger. That's what is coming through right now. Guard point? I don't know what that means. It's what came out. Guard point. So that might mean something to you guys. It just kind of feels random to me, but okay. Sometimes the messages that come out, they're specifically for someone and I have no idea what it means. So that's cool. Yeah. So they're telling me they're with you, and that energy coming back to what I was saying earlier, how you think of them, that's them reminding you of them. So it's like they're putting those thoughts in your head, not to upset you. They're putting those thoughts in your head so that you can truly see the magnificence of what's to come next. And there's this blockage that's coming through right here. There's this fear that's connected to, if you believe that or you lean into that, then it means you want to know more, you want to ask more questions. But because there's really no answers, I mean, anybody could say anything really, but there's no like solid proof or answers. It's like that's what scares you the most, is the unknown. And it's that fear of not being able to get the clarity on what's next or what comes through. And that's what they're trying to say. It's like it's okay to be afraid of the unknown, but right now you have to truly trust that there is something more, and that you're not just thinking about certain things by coincidence. There's healing that can be done there. And not only healing, but it's like as you heal those disconnections, you'll actually be able to connect to them a lot easier. Okay. So you do have challenges. Like there are moments when you want to take the journey, and then there are moments when you just feel duped. So this is telling me that you guys, you had plans. When this person passed away, it's like you scrapped all those plans because it's kind of like became this pointless journey. It's like, what's the point? We're all just going to end up dead anyways. And they're telling you that you have the strength to move forward, but if you stay stuck in the past, you're not going to be able to clear this energy out, and you're not going to be able to accomplish the things that you were sent here to accomplish. And that could be anything. That could be as simple as buying a brand new car. It could be as complex as, becoming an influencer, or anything in between, right? And I know those are two really extremes, but they're just saying that, whatever it is that you are dying to try. Maybe you want to be a singer. Maybe you want to be developer. I heard developer. A children's teacher. There's a lot coming through, guys. I have to pick out what's coming through. It's a lot of noise. A truth bearer. A relationship advisor. So as I go on here, what they're saying is these are dreams that you guys have given up on, and the reason that you've given up on them is because of the negative energy that you have within. It's just kind of trumping that. Your grief is so great. Yeah. Yeah, your grief is so great that it's winning. Your thoughts on grief are winning, and yeah, again, this is a mother figure. Something to do with the mother figure coming through here. So when they passed away, you guys could have turned to addictions. Somebody's saying that there's a sex addiction and a drinking and alcoholic situation coming through here. There are some implications towards drugs, but really they're leaning heavily on sex and alcohol that are coming through. So for the majority of you guys, you could be dealing with a similar situation, but there's something that's going to be purged for you, and they're helping you purge that. They want you guys to purge that, whoever this is. I heard Sherry. That could mean something to you guys. I think, so this is weird energy here. It's not, like, I'm not sure if I can explain this. I will do my best, but they really want me to point this out. Like, you guys are involved with someone who, when you talk about their passing, this person's passing, the person that you're involved with mocks you or makes you feel like you shouldn't feel guilty or you shouldn't feel upset or grief because they're passing. Like, they're basically just telling you, like, oh, that was 6 months ago, you should just get over it. Even if it was just a few days ago, like, this person's like basically like, you need to get over that. And the person that passed away wants you to know that they see that, and they're trying to give you guidance on that. But right now, again, the pain is just too deep. It's really deep. This is triggered from a past situation. So if you guys just recently lost somebody, I'm so sorry, but they're saying that this is a trigger from something from when you were a little child, that you lost someone. Or maybe it could have been as easy as losing a dog, and that's not easy, or like a cat or a hamster or a snake or something like that. And it's getting triggered again because you felt so much when that happened, and maybe your parents lied to you, but they're saying that it's being triggered again with their loss, but now it just seems so much bigger. And there's something for you to get beyond here, but the challenge is to overcome this third party energy here. They're very toxic for you. This third party energy is very toxic for you. And what to do, like, I mean, there's a lot of energies coming through here. What they want you to do, some want you to leave. Some want you to just be able to set clear boundaries. Like, you weren't able to set boundaries when they were alive, and so now it's just something they really are pointing out they want you to work on. But there needs to be balance because there's a huge imbalance going on in your life right now, and a lot of it has been triggered from the grief that you're feeling, from the sadness and the hurt and the pain. Man, maybe for some of you guys, this is that you guys had a really toxic relationship with them, and they're bringing that up, and they want to acknowledge that. They're saying sorry that it wasn't a piece of cake, wasn't a cakewalk, is what I heard, really. So you guys started out getting all the mystery cards. Like, it's really crazy. There's a lot that they want to say. But that's the biggest thing here. It's like this energy is trumping everything right now. It's this toxic energy. It's been around your life for a long time. It's like something that's been hovering above your head for a really long time. And I think it's been something that you compartmentalized and kept secret and hidden. And now it's starting to come through, and that scares you because you're not sure of how to handle that energy. And they're telling you that you guys have the strength to handle it. So, let me turn this down a little bit. So, you guys connected through, that's interesting. Like, you guys kept getting connected, but both of you guys knew it wasn't going to last. Like, it's like no matter how much you wanted to build a relationship with them, both of you guys knew it was just kind of a pointless pursuit. And that's how you connected. It didn't, it's not that you didn't love each other. I feel like you guys loved each other a lot. In fact, for you guys to continually go back to one another and try to make things work. So like if this was a mother, it's just you guys had a really strained relationship, and the reason it was so strained is because you guys lived such different ways in life. It was like you saw her mistakes and she saw your mistakes, and that created a lot of tension between the two of you guys. Yeah, and we have the death card coming out here. In my deck, it's the 13, or the nameless card, but it's talking about you're in grief still. Like, it's in reverse. It's like being catatonic from the grief. It's almost like you're sitting here in this energy now, and so I'm just gonna say she, because in this it's clarifying to me that it is a mother. If it's not a mother for some of you guys, just take it as it resonates. But she's basically saying this: you're so stuck in the hurt and the pain and the what ifs. What if I had done this? What if I had changed this? What if I had overcome this? What if I had just let it be? We could have changed our relationship, but you're still stuck in the past, and there's nothing that you can do now. There's nothing that you can change. It's what's done is done. And this is a huge lesson for you, but it's almost like you're breaking your back thinking, if I could only change what happened. You know, it makes me think of, if you guys had ever seen, and if you haven't, don't judge, but like Vampire Diaries, when Alaric lost his wife that had his twins, and he went to the ends of the earth to find anything to resurrect her. And that's like what I feel like you guys are trying to figure out, a way to resurrect what you had with whoever you lost. And it's like exhausting, but it's you're so into this energy of like, how do I connect? How do I connect? How do I connect? How do I connect? That's all I want. I want to be able to see him one last time. I want to be able to give him a kiss one last time. I want to be able to give him a hug one last time. I want to be able to just tell them how I feel. And right now, it's like that energy is overwhelming everything else in your life. And so they're saying right now, it's okay for you to let go. It's okay for you to heal this wound. There's nothing that we can do to change the past, but we can become more stable and more present in this present moment. Yeah, your perspective. It's like, if I can find fault with what happened, then somehow that makes it okay. But everything you do, it's like when you go back and you realize all the fights were just petty fights, and all the upsets that you guys had, and all the times that you stopped talking to them, it was all just over nothing. It's like the more you dwell on that, the more upset that you get, and they're coming through saying there's a lot of hurt and pain, and it feels like you're going through the mud and the muck, and you're not making it anywhere. It's like you just keep getting stuck in a maze of hurt and a maze of pain. And it's just because you see it differently. You see it in pile one, like, they're telling me right now it would be important for you to write down your perspective on everything that you experienced with this person. Reason being is because it's not to be right. It's to allow yourself a moment to say, what I felt, what I do feel is valid. Because I feel like you don't think how you feel about their passing is valid, but it is valid. And so there's this energy coming through, like, can you journal? Like, what was your greatest loss with this person? Can you journal on that? Can you honor the fights that you had just by putting your own perspective down and just saying how you felt? So that way you can step outside of the box and read it and then see it from a different perspective. If you don't write, that's okay. Can you bullet point it? Can you record it on your phone or something like that, just so that you can come back and look at it from a different perspective? You know, once you get it out, this is the funny thing about it. Once you get that stuff out, it's like it stops weighing so much on your heart. And then you could come back later, and when you come back later, it's like fresh eyes seeing it. And so that's the energy that they're telling me here, is that it's okay for you to look at the situation with how you felt, but coming back later and seeing how you truly felt about this situation. There's a lot of growth there for you guys, and that will help you guys connect with them too. You know, whatever you want to tell them now. Just say it right now. Pause the video and say how you felt. Say everything that's going on with you. And you guys are probably like, Becky, that's crazy. No, it's not. That's not crazy. Like, that is a way of helping you deal with grief. And it's important. It's important to say what you felt you never got to say. Whether they hear it or not, it doesn't matter. You said it. You got it off your chest. Okay? But they're concerned about the way that you take action, because everything that you do right now is due to your emotional status, right? Like, it's like your emotions are guiding your actions. So when you're upset, you take actions based on being upset, not because you want to take that action. It's just because, like, you feel like, oh, I'm upset, that's the action I have to take. And that's what they're afraid of. How you did. They're really proud of you. Like, I feel like you guys were doing really good when this person was alive. Like, I feel like you guys were taking strides in your own life. You could have very well been on the spiritual journey. For those of you that weren't, that's okay. You guys were working hard towards what it is that you wanted in life, and they saw that. If they never said that, okay, because I get this energy coming through right now that they never said that. Like, they left all their cards on the table. They never showed you or told you or confirmed with you how proud of you that they were. And that's what they're saying now. Like, they're saying, I'm super proud of you. Like, I'm amazed at the things that you've done. And you made them feel like a stronger person just for knowing you. And they see how even now, like, you can manifest and bring in whatever it is that you want. You can create the life that you desire. You've always done that. I heard since you were a little kid, you've always done everything that you wanted to. But right now, because you feel so stuck, you're not able, it's almost like you felt like all the magic is gone. Like, you knew that you were able to do whatever you wanted. You knew that you were able to get whatever you wanted in life. But since they're passing, it feels like the magic's gone. Yeah. You guys are bosses. Like, you guys could be a boss in a company. I heard CEO. You don't have to be, but you guys do hold a higher ranking position. And they see that, and they're saying that that is because you guys worked hard and you did that for yourself, because you were always excited about the future, and now you're not. Yeah. You guys. They see how wonderful you are. They see how you can, like, some of you guys might travel for your job, and maybe you've put off traveling because of that, or maybe you guys just like to travel in general and you haven't traveled because of this, you know, and they see how abundant you are, not just with, like, finances or anything, with everything. They see how you've created what you wanted in life. They see how you've made decisions to get yourself into this strong position. And that has brought them so much joy and happiness, and even in the waking life. Like, they're so happy and proud of you, Pile One, but they never said it. They were never, ever in that energy of saying, you know what, Pile One, I'm so proud of what you've done. I'm so proud of everything that you've accomplished. You make me feel like I can be a bigger, better person. But right now, it's like that's all they're trying to highlight, is how proud of you they are. That's how you did. You did everything you were supposed to. They don't want you to question if you could have done something different to make them survive. They don't want you to question what you could have done differently in the relationship. They don't want you to question any of that, because there's nothing else you could have done. You did everything that you were meant to do in that now moment, and that's exactly what you were supposed to do. And they're proud of you. They think you're incredible. How they see you now. Two things. They wish that they could have been more like a friend to you. But now they see how burdened you really are. And maybe, oh, thank you. Thank you for that clarity. They're saying what happened before is they maybe taunted you for the money that you made, or maybe they made you feel guilty about the money that you made, or they expected you to take care of them. And I think that's why you guys wonder, well, what could I have done differently? What should I have done differently? And they're saying that now they see the actual responsibilities that you had in order to get there. Before, they just thought that it came easy. Like, they never said they were proud of you because the jealousy was taking over. It seemed like everything was easy for you. It seemed like everything just came to you at a moment's notice, and you never had to struggle for anything. And now they're seeing that you actually did struggle, that you do struggle with things, and they never were able to acknowledge that before because they were in that jealous energy, and they were again, that's that toxic energy coming through. And I feel like you guys are leaning on some kind of substance abuse to make yourself feel better. You know, sometimes after we have the death of a, wow, okay, I'll take this one. We have a repeat card coming through. I heard getting lost in translation. So I feel like you guys, you blame yourself for their death. And there's nothing you could have done. There's nothing you could have done. And that's the thing. It's like they're trying to tell you, it's like you don't have to rely on these outside substances for you to get clarity. You don't have to, like, maybe you guys have tried to do those, what is it, get shrooms or something, or try to do some psychedelics in order to see them, to see beyond this realm or something like that, right? Yeah. They're reiterating here. The reason being is because they were greedy, and it wasn't your responsibility. It wasn't your responsibility to take care of them. They were imbalanced. That I think you guys see 666 a lot, and that's them coming through saying that finding balance within will show balance without. As within, so without. And it's like you guys did a lot of compromising in your life so that you didn't argue, and emotionally, just to see them happy, I think that would have been fulfilling for you, but there's nothing that you did that ever made them happy. And that hurt them a lot. Like, not that you couldn't make them happy, it hurt them because they saw how much you struggled to give to them. They saw how much you struggled to be there for them, and they just weren't a strong enough person to say, hey, you know, there's nothing you can do to make me happy, because happiness is an inside job, you know? I feel like you guys see sevens a lot too. Seven's them trying to tell you that you guys can have abundance and luck in your life. You're already an abundant, lucky person. You've done so much. But if you stay in this negative energy, it might feel like all your luck just kind of fades away. And the reason being is because being positive is what brings to you the things that you want in life. They want to build with you. Yeah, they want to build with you. They want to grow with you. Like, they want to see you grow, and they want to see you become everything that you wanted to be. There's something that you were chasing when they were alive, and they want to see you obtain that. Can you please have a clarifying card for this, please? What else would you like to tell Pile 1? Like, they feel like they were your burden. And I feel like you think that you were their burden. But that, like, you guys were marrying each other in ways that you didn't even really understand. Right? Oh, I can't with you guys. Yeah. They're saying that the reason that you weren't able to ever grow the way that you wanted to was because of the boundaries that you didn't have. So maybe you guys did support them financially, and maybe you guys gave a lot to them, but they wanted more and more and more. And it was like, or maybe they didn't ask for more, but it was like you wish you had more. And that felt like a huge burden on you. And that thing is that they saw that, and they want you to understand that that just comes down to the fact that you were never able to say no to them. And they again are reiterating that they want you to be able to overcome these boundaries. And when you overcome these boundaries, you know, like being able to set sturdy, firm boundaries with everybody. If somebody asks you for money, can you say no? Or if somebody makes you feel guilty that you have more than them, can you realize that that's not your burden to carry? That's not your guilt to carry, right? People are going to say all kinds of things in life because they want it easy, but the truth is that nothing comes easy, and they're acknowledging that you got everything you got through hard work. Yeah. They judged you a lot in regular life, and they could have said some things about you to your face or behind your back. They judged you a lot, and they're really sorry about that. I keep hearing, accept my apology. So they want to talk about the karmas that you guys collected together, and the truth is that you guys, when they pass away, like everything that you worked hard for in life, and even if you weren't like super well off or don't have a really high company, you know, position or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You guys were able to call to you what you wanted, but the karmas that you collected are now you're not able to see reality. Like it's like you're trying to paint a pretty picture where there's not one to be painted. Yeah. Because of your burdens, because of the heaviness that they left with you, because of the upset, because of the illusions and the repressed memories that you have from, you know, needing to let go. I think you know that you needed to let go of them for a long time, but you've been repressing that because that's scary. Like, they're part of your family, or they're somebody that you really care about a lot, and you knew that you needed to let go of them a long time ago, and it's like you burdened yourself with taking care of them. But that's what karma you collected is. Like, you're not the have all be all end all. You're not Atlas shoulders, right? Like, you're not here carrying the world. You don't have to do that. And so they want you guys to understand that you have an opportunity to let go of that, but you have to do that through setting boundaries. They're very adamant about the boundaries that you need to set in your life. Very adamant. Like, that is a completion of a cycle for you. If you guys believe in past lives, that is something that carried over with you for many lifetimes. And they're making that very clear that this is going to be a huge deal when you guys truly can set some solid boundaries in your life, saying no to people and saying yes to yourself. Because you've always said yes to everyone else, including this person, whoever they are. You've said yes to them so many times, and they don't want you to do that anymore because that's a struggle for you. It's overwhelming. They're sorry that they put on a play. It was all an act. They wanted things to be as easy for them as they thought they were for you, but they didn't understand. I keep getting this image of two people standing there, and somebody, like a parent, is looking at their child and they're saying, you don't understand what life is because you've never had to struggle for anything in your life. And you're like arguing back like, hello, we didn't have anything when we were growing up, and I worked hard to ensure that I got what it is that I wanted, and I've been taking care of you. Like, it's this energy of like Matilda, you're small and I'm big, I'm smart and you're dumb. Like, that's the energy, but they're not realizing what they've said. Like, they're not hearing the words that are coming out. They're just so concerned about not being enough that they're taking it out on you, and that's the energy that's coming through here. They're very karmic. This was a very karmic connection that you had with this person. Okay, it was meant to leave you hurt. It was meant to leave you upset. It was meant to leave you in this state of panic almost, so that you guys could heal and let go of the karma that's connected between you two. There's a truth that's coming through here for you guys, and the truth is change, right? What is left to transform for you is to put yourself on a positive path. This is a mindset. They want you guys to understand that your mind is everything. The way you view the world around you is everything. And they're saying that when you guys look at the world from a much more positive aspect, you guys will come into this place where you won't have to question anything anymore, because you'll just have an undying trust. Yeah. Because they were so bureaucratic in life. Like, they followed everything that they grew up learning. It's like, you go work a 9-to-5 job. You never question that. Like, if you never get a raise, that's fine. You stay at one job for 30, 40, 50 years. And if you're making the same amount that you made when you started, then oh well. That's commitment. That is, integrity. And I feel like you guys kind of were different. Maybe you bounced around in jobs a lot. Or maybe you guys just tried different things. And that kind of like triggered that for them, because they really believed that you had to stay in one place, and that was the only way that you made it, and only a few lucky people made it. And you had this mindset that dreamers dream and they get to live, and this person like really poked at you a lot when it came to your dreams, because they didn't want you to dream. They didn't want you to have choices. They'd rather you be exhausted and upset, and they interfered in your life because they didn't want to see you get happy. They didn't want you guys to be happy in life. Wow. They didn't want you guys to have what they didn't have. If you guys bought a house and this person spent their whole life renting, like, that just really played on their emotional ego. Like, they didn't feel like they were good enough, and they felt like that, like, you won the lotto, and that's not fair, when they spent all this time with their integrity, saying, I stayed at this job, I did everything the right way, and nothing came through for me. And that's what they didn't want you guys to have a choice. They'd rather you guys stay in this negative energy, because they really did interfere with your energetic body. Like, they didn't understand how the arguing, the fighting, maybe they poked fun at you, or maybe they made you feel bad, and they did not understand how that was going to affect you, not only mentally but emotionally. They see that you're a dreamer, and they want you to dream again, and they know that there's going to be a struggle to going back to being a dreamer because of all these triggers that you're left with. And this is a lot of triggers that you guys are left with from them, and they're really sorry. They're really sorry about that. So, what gift do you get to keep? You guys are going to learn how to accept help from unseen beings. If that's not something that you already do, like, it's going to go to another level if you guys already do. Oh, for real, this same exact card came out. In the same way. What they left you with is this. The knowledge that when somebody questions your character, when somebody questions your ability, rather than that setting you back 10 steps, you're going to use that as fuel to move forward. That's the gift that they left you with. Just because they didn't believe you, just because they didn't understand you, or just because they didn't see the truth of who or what you are, doesn't mean that you have to let other people do that. And that's what they want you guys to understand. This is a gift that they left you with. This toxic energy that they had in your life, it actually all came down to one point, and that was to set you apart in understanding that you have control over your life. You have control over the direction that you want to take in your life. You have control over what you want to see in your life. And if somebody says that you can't, tell them, watch me. That's what they want you guys to do. They don't want you to stay in this negative mind frame. I can't make this up. The exact same card came out here, guys. Sat in the exact same way. The exact same way. They want you guys to have clarity of mind. They want you guys to stay creative. To trust that there's something more. Even if that comes with no answers, can you trust that there's something more? Okay. For pile number 1, hello from heaven. What advice do you have for pile number 1, please? What advice do you have for pile number 1, hello from heaven? I heard take the journey. So there's something that you've been wanting to do, but you've been afraid to do it because of what's been happening. Okay. Advice for pile number 1. Advice for pile number 1, please. Okay. This is really sweet. One more. Thank you. Yeah. So, I'm hearing that song by, is it, oh, who is it? They sing that Barbie girl song, but it's like, around, is it, who is it? Daft Punk. No, it's not the Barbie girl. It's Daft Punk. Around the world, around the world. Around the world, around the world. I think there's a collab or something, a collab by Daft Punk. Anyways, that's what I'm hearing. They want you guys to be able to give, because you have so much to offer other people, and they want that to be reciprocated. They don't want you guys giving and giving and giving and being so exhausted that you have nothing left to give, like it was with them. Because you have something beautiful that is not only going to fulfill you, but it's going to take you places you never thought you could ever go. And it just starts with you guys taking the first step. You guys know what you want. You guys see what you want. You see it. You see it, and yet you guys have been afraid of taking the first step because of how things turned out with this person. And they don't want you to be afraid anymore, because you guys have success waiting around the corner for you guys if you take the step. I can't say that it'll be tomorrow. I can't say that it'll be next week. I can't say that it'll be next year. But it will come. Okay? It will come. And it will be different for each and every one of you guys. Let's get some oracle on it. Please have some oracle for pile number 1. I'm sorry that you guys had to go through this with this person. You know, as much as we love the people that we have in our lives, sometimes they're not the greatest relationships. And the reason being is because they are karmic, and they're here to teach us how to love ourselves. Like, that's the biggest thing here, is how to love yourself, how to trust yourself, how to believe in yourself. Even if they don't, and no matter how much you want them to believe and trust in you, you know, that's not always going to happen. Yeah, on the bottom of this deck, the Legacy of Light card came out, which is actually the design on the back of the card. This is a grandmother, mother, and a child. So again, that confirmation that this could be a grandmother and mother coming through. It does not have to be. It could be just somebody that nurtured you in your life, right? It could be a sister. I want one more. Yeah. I knew it was there. I knew it was going to come out. You guys could be a Leo. Or they could have been a Leo. I'm definitely getting a lot of Leo energy coming through here. Or they passed away in Leo's season. Or it's in Leo season when you guys are going to get this bright idea. But you guys already see it. Like, you guys already can picture it in your life. You can picture what you're doing. And they don't want you to run from that. Okay, thank you. Yeah, you guys are coming up into a very spiritual time in your life. Even if you're not very spiritual by nature, that is okay. Um, that doesn't mean that you can't have spiritual growth, right? Like, self-awareness is spiritual growth. So even if, you know, if you guys study psychology, it's very, like, fundamental and something you can actually see and do and change something in your life. That's still spiritually growing, because to grow spiritually is just to become very self-aware, aware of our actions, aware of what we're doing. Okay. Two more. Thank you. Okay. Let's get some grief cards. Okay. They came out on their own. Celebration is key. When you celebrate the moments we had together instead of focusing on my absence, you begin to appreciate all that life has to offer you in this new now moment. Lift your chin up, breathe, and smile. It's on the bottom of the deck. Okay. Oh wow, that was more than what I thought, but okay, cool. Alright, let's get this all squared away here. Since that one's already flipped over, we'll start with that. So we have Chameleon that flipped over, number 33, and that's change. You guys have been so used to blending in. It's like you guys put your light on hold, and you dampened your own light so that you didn't shine bright because of how this person made you feel. And they're tired of that. They're tired of seeing that. So it's interesting that we had the Three of Swords coming out in the reverse on the bottom of the deck. Or on the bottom of the deck is the last card in your reading, which is 3-3, and then you guys got the number 33 card. It's the only oracle card that flipped over. The only one. It flew out, it flipped over. So, I mean, a beautiful confirmation here, guys. You guys could see 3 a lot. That means that your angels are guiding you, that they're with you, this person is with you, they're trying to help you. Like, even though you guys had a rough life, they still want to see you succeed. Yeah. I can't with you. We have the number 30 card coming out, and it's Orca Songlines, and this talks about healing generational curses. This talks about the things that you experienced with this person because it was in your family line, it was in your bloodline. It came to you, and it's up to you to heal it. You know, you see this little girl right here. She's sleeping. She's unknown, and she doesn't realize that she comes from a family of orcas because she believes that she's nothing. Like, she doesn't see the magic that she holds. And so that's the thing. It's like she's asleep, and it's up to you to wake up. And so now all of your past family members are trying to help wake you up, them included. Even if they weren't family, they see that with you, and they were here to help you heal this, right? And so they're seeing that they need to wake you up because they need you to see your majesty. They need you to see your inner light, your magnificence. And so you guys are healing that. I love that. I mean, 3, which is a 30 card, right? 3 and then 33, 3, 3, 3. And then we have 3 and 3. I mean, just crazy synchronicities here. Mercury, think, learn, network, and communicate. Yeah, so they're telling you that you guys need to communicate out loud, speak upon it, what it is that you guys desire in life. And then you'll be able to bring that to you, to manifest that. That's what you want. You want to manifest that into this world. Jupiter, grow and expand. Yeah, you guys may not be on the spiritual journey yet. Like, I'm not getting that, but you guys are about to step up into a place in your life where things spiritually are going to take you on a whole new world. Or if you guys are already on the spiritual journey, you guys are going to come into a very spiritual time. And if you look here, we have on the bottom of this deck, it's the house 12, which is connected to Piscean energy, spirituality, transcendence, karma, sacrificial service, and healing. You guys are meant to offer the world something, and it's all because of this connection that you had with this person who passed away. You look, you got the 10 of hearts, and this is also a connection to the world card. And this card talks about that happiness, that true satisfaction, the overabundance that you're going to bring, but not only to yourself, it's like you're bringing it to the world. It's not about the money. This is not about the money. This is about you guys bringing a whole new light, a whole new world. I'm having one of those days, guys. No, seriously, though. You're going to bring a whole new light to a whole new world. And it's because you guys are growing. And, I mean, just this beautiful energy. Jupiter is connected with Sagittarian energy, and that's all about growing and expanding your spirituality. Teaching, right? You guys could be teachers or wanting to teach people. Release, autumn equinox. Autumnal equinox, yeah. Letting go of what no longer is serving you, and that's the past of this connection. Letting go of the hurt and the pain that this connection brought to your heart and to your being, because right now your broken heart is grounding brokenness into the physical reality. And so if you guys lean on the broken heart instead of healing it, you guys are going to see things that are broken around you all the time. That could be, oh, I have a terrible job, or oh, I'm suffering all the time, oh, I have a lot of body pain, or oh, I just can never do anything that I want to do, you know. And that's because of that broken heart energy. It's hindering you from doing what you need to do. And it's just because when you have one bad thought and you identify with that, you're identifying with a broken heart here, then you continue to identify with what's negative in your life. Crystals, focus. And I love this confirmation, and I just threw it on the ground, guys, but you guys picked the amethyst. Let me grab it here. You guys picked the amethyst, and we have all this beautiful amethyst in here. This talks about the spirits coming to speak with you directly, giving you messages. You guys could have pretty profound dreams for some of you guys. They're telling you, too, if you guys want to start working with amethyst. You know, I have amethysts all over my desk here. I've got little pieces. I've got gigantic pieces. You know, amethyst is a very powerful, powerful gemstone, crystal, whatever you guys want to call it. But you guys did pick the amethyst here, and I feel like it's very important for you guys to work with amethyst. Also for you guys to work with lapis lazuli. That did just come through. Okay, beautiful confirmations here. Let's see what else we got. I'm sorry, you made me realize I too had to grow. Didn't I say they keep saying I'm sorry? Like, that's the thing. And here you have another confirmation of what I was getting in earlier in the reading. Like, they realized that they had to grow, and they realized they had a lot to learn, and you taught them that. But sometimes we don't realize it until it's too late. And that's the case here. They didn't realize it until it was too late. Struggles equal growth. Yeah, you guys definitely are struggling right now. There's a lot of heartache that's coming through again, that broken heart. But everything here, grow and expand. I mean, look at these beautiful synchronicities that are coming through for you guys. Like, repeat messages, right? Expand and grow, grow and expand. Struggles equal growth. Like, you guys are in a period of growing and coming into a new existence, really. And it has been because of this connection. And it still is because of this connection. We've never let you journey alone. We fight for, stand for, and guide you the whole way. Love your ancestors. What did I say? This is about your ancestral curses, your generational curses. Your ancestors are sending you messages. This person has merged with your ancestral line. For many of you guys, this is family coming through. This is somebody that was a family member in your life, and they're telling you that now they're going to walk with the ancestors and help guide you along your path. And that's such a beautiful message. Like, I'm super excited about that, because it's like this, like the legacy of light. This talks about your ancestors. You're being guided by your grandma, and then when your mom passes, you're being guided by your mom. And that's that beautiful energy of never being alone. You're not alone. Okay. I can't. Didn't I say in the beginning of the reading that they want you guys to nurture yourself? Whoever this was nurtured you, and when they passed, you kind of stopped nurturing yourself. It says, start taking care. Since my passing, you have stopped caring for your health and well-being, taking showers, you're staying in bed, etc. All these things are preventing you from doing what you are meant to do. Move on, move forward, and keep living. Beautiful. I love that. I love that confirmation. Ooh, okay. Your silence is a sign of depression. And we did have Mercury coming out, which is the communication planet, right? Staying stuck. Starting with that staying stuck. And we started the reading with that stuck energy. Staying stuck in the silence will only make this feeling grow deeper. It is healthy to talk to someone about my passing on. Knowing that however you feel is exactly the right feeling for you. You need to get it out in the open. And didn't I say that? Like, to write it down so that you're not pushing away how you felt about anything that happened with them. Like, if you're angry at them, like, you feel guilty for feeling angry. It's like, oh, but they're not here anymore. Like, I shouldn't feel guilty. I should, be sad all the time. And I love this confirmation that's confirming exactly what I said earlier in the reading. They're saying you need to talk about how you feel. You're going to feel a lot better, okay? Even if you say it out loud to them. You know what, Mom? I'm angry because you treated me like a POS, and I was your kid. You carried me for 9 months, and you treated me like we were complete strangers. In fact, you treated strangers nicer than you treated me. What kind of crap is that? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, get it out in the open. If you can't talk to somebody, get it out in the open, even if it's just to Source, the spirit, whatever. It's going to make you feel a lot better. I said this too. I can't. Thank you so much, Source. Thank you. I forgot these cards. I have not gotten these cards out in a while. It says, rose-colored glasses. Now that I've passed on, you painted such a pretty picture of who I was in order not to disgrace my memory. Wasn't I just saying that too? Like, this is crazy. It is through being honest with how it was that you can begin your healing. Honesty never disgraces life. Lies are what do that. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you for that confirmation. I'm done. I'm about ready to turn off your guys' reading, because if this is not resonating with someone out there, like, holy moly, for the synchronicities coming through here are insane. The addiction has caught up. Didn't I talk about an addiction in the beginning of the reading? Guys, this deck has 50 cards in it. Okay, I created it. It's a huge deck. It's got 50 cards in it, and all the cards coming out are very relevant to the reading, okay? In my passing, the guilt and the grief have seemingly become too much to bear. So you picked up a habit. It has been the habit that has numbed you and forced you to ignore the healing that tears bring. Didn't I say, like, you guys, every time you get sad, like, you push it down? It's the addiction that's coming through. That can be the addiction too, is pushing it away, not wanting to feel it. You are stronger than you believe, yet you need to give yourself a chance. I can't right now. I just talked about anger. I didn't know, I can't see what these are. Like, they're written and I cannot see what they are from the back. Like, this is so crazy. The anger is consuming you. This is a mask in order not to feel the pain and the suffering of my loss. It is okay to feel the sadness. Stopping yourself is not strength. Another confirmation. It takes strength to feel this great heartbreak. Another confirmation. Crying is healing. Wow, pile one. Your reading has me lit. I'm done. I'm over it. If I tell you guys, I don't think you're all going to believe me. I cannot make this stuff up. I know that this is sad. I know what you're dealing with is sad, but they're coming through so strong right now. Like, this is what... Okay, wow. We have number 3, inspiration. Look at that. I cannot make that up. Number 3, inspiration. Look at this beautiful card. What did they say? They don't want you to give up on your dreams, y'all. They don't want you to give up on your dreams. I don't know if I've ever actually gotten this card out. This is beautiful. Sorry, guys. My dog, she heard something outside. If she goes up in the window, she likes to bark. Let me get her to go lay down real quick. She's almost like, what? I didn't do nothing. And it's like, no, it's what you're about to do. All right. So, inspiration. An idea has captured your attention. And didn't I see that earlier? You just have to start. Look at this Ace of Clubs here. Look at this. Look at this. This is another confirmation for me. What I was saying to you guys earlier. An idea has captured your attention, or will do very soon. It may be a grand vision or the vague sense of something that could be. You're being encouraged to accept the vision, the idea, or the inspiration, as it is important to your creative and spiritual growth. Also, it is possible. The bee is bringing you healing medicine wisdom from nature to aid the message of the oracle of inspiration. The bee is a powerful spirit totem Bees are able to fly with wings that are significantly small in proportion to their heavier bodies. They can do so because of the sheer speed with which their wings move. Your idea, even if it seems like a big, substantial plan that might be difficult to get off the ground and up and running, can succeed. You will attract great helpers to you, and the earth will support the success of this project, idea, or vision. Because it is about helping the greater good. Didn't I say you guys are meant to bring something to the world? There you go, the greater good. Let's see. As well as your own growth and development. When the Mother Earth lends you nature wisdom to support your healing and growth, you have an exceptionally powerful ally to your cause. Let this bring you confidence. If you have also... Okay, wait. My bad. Sorry. Allow inspiration to fill you with enthusiasm, an expectation of magic and marvelous synchronicity as people, situations, and opportunities fall into place to help bring your inspiration to reality. This idea has the potential to flower into so much more than you realize. It has the great potential. It can become something that feeds and nourishes others on their creative and personal healing paths too. It has the quality of a mission. It is so much more than one singular idea. When an inspiration comes from the greater creative intelligence of the universe, even when it makes itself known as an idea coming through a human source, all that is needed to bring it into being will be available at the right time. For the human channel of the idea, it is just a matter of being open, receptive, trusting, and enthusiastic as to what came through. Everything required for each step will be naturally attracted to support the success of the project according to the divine timing. The healing process below will help you manifest and the support needed for your inspiration to take flight. And it's a prayer. So your prayer is this: may my inspired idea be blessed by the creative intelligence and the love of this universe. May the perfection of the divine timing govern the unfolding of this idea into its most beautiful and fulfilling form. May this idea attract the most nourishing people, situations, and opportunities so that it may live out its destiny to make a positive contribution to the world. Through sacred genius, love, and grace, so be it. Okay? Beautiful. Beautiful message, you guys. So the only thing I'm surprised is that you guys weren't pile number 3. That's it. I'm just surprised. That's it. You guys were pile number 1, and these amazing synchronicities coming through. I know it's hard dealing with the loss of a loved one, guys. I have been there more times than I care to admit. Okay, I understand it. That is a reason why I started doing these readings, even though they're very difficult for me, because it does remind me of the pain. But I know that it's important for healing sometimes just to get some clarity on what's next, and maybe just some clarity on that we're not alone. You guys have a gorgeous message. It might have started out rough, whatever your connection was with this person, but it is going to bring something so beautiful into your life if you allow it. I hope that this gives you guys clarity on your journey, and I'm going to leave it there. I'm sending you out so much love and light, and may you guys be inspired and always know what action to take on that inspiration. With that being said, I'm going to get on out of here, but until we see each other again, guys, I love you. And until we meet each other again. Hey, bye. Pile 2, welcome, guys, to your reading. This is going to be a hello from heaven. We'll get into it. I already got your guys' cards picked out, so we'll see. I've got oracle cards to choose from at the end, and if you guys stick around, you guys will see some very, very confirmational messages. It happened in pile 1. It always happens. It just always happens. So super excited, guys. I hope that this will give you guys some guidance, but this is for those of you guys that chose the bloodstone, this beautiful dark green stone with a flecks of red in it. Right off, this person that came through, and it doesn't have to be this, but was coming through the energy wise, is it's a young masculine. So this could have been a child of yours, which I'm so sorry. Whoever it is, I'm so sorry. It could have been a brother. This could have also been a friend of yours. If that's not resonating, then it's just somebody who is masculine energy and just aired some very youthful energy, to play all the time. Okay? So let me go ahead and get these set out. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So the main theme that you guys are dealing with here between this person and you, the loss of this person, really is what it comes down to, is reversal of fortune. Wow, sorry guys. You guys, when they passed away, you kind of just shut down and went into this energy of like, I'm not really gonna work hard for what I want. Like, you know, I wanted to do it so that I could show them that I could do it, and it's almost like all life was lost, all hope was lost, and it's almost so. By nature, it's just very much has created a situation where you don't want to be creative at all. Like, if this person was a young masculine, even if it was a woman, it doesn't matter. It was just this very masculine energy. So they could have been a fire sign or an air sign, and it could be a woman, but they kind of like had all the play in them, and they always were vibrant and free and fun. And it was like when they passed away, it's just like you kind of like closed that part of yourself because it felt like that belonged to them. And they're trying to point out that you're not in a state of bad luck. It's all a mindset, but right now you're letting the past reverse your fortune. And there's a lack of balance coming through here. So like, you don't want to get in touch with your inner feelings, right? When this card comes out, it reminds me of the sacral chakra, and the sacral chakra is connected to our right to feel. This is my right to feel. Okay, for that to be the very first card out that reminds me of a sacral chakra, it's saying that you don't feel like you have a right to feel what it is that you feel in regards to losing this person. And so they're trying to point out here that you need to connect with your emotional body, right? And I don't care if you're a man or a woman, it does not matter. You need to connect with your emotional body, because as humans, to have a human experience means that we have to feel. And that doesn't always mean that it's going to be a positive experience or a happy experience or a loving experience. Sometimes it's ugly and harsh and hurtful and painful, and it's hard to lean into those emotions because they don't feel good, right? And especially if, hello from heaven, it's like you guys are dealing with the grief. And grief is probably one of the most difficult emotions to deal with. I feel like this comes around in cycles, though. It's like the emotions start to come up and you go back into the past and you remind yourself, oh, I can't be fun, I can't have a good time because that was their ordeal, that was their MO. And then you like compartmentalize that again, and once you compartmentalize that, then you kind of just keep floating through life. Like, this is just kind of like, I guess. Yeah, we already have a repeat card coming through here. You wanted their approval. And now you can't get, like, physically get their approval, right? They already approve of you. Like, there's no reason to think that they wouldn't, right? And that is an energy coming through. They want you to feel. So I think that's very important for them, is for you to feel. It's not to seek their approval, but for you to feel. It's like they already approve of you because they love you, right? And that's the thing. It's like there's this exhaustion that's following that. It's like maybe you guys fought a lot. Like if this was a sibling, you guys had a lot of arguments. And then when they passed away too young. Right? I'm definitely getting an energy of not fully mature. So they were very young when they passed away, or it felt like they were taken too soon. And that has kept you from pursuing your life's purpose. I feel like you're a very creative individual, but their passing away has kept you from pursuing your life's purpose because you only like to get approval from them. It like mattered to you really deeply, and they're saying that there's so much more to life than getting my approval. I want you to pursue your path of purpose because you're missing out on how fortunate you truly are. You're missing out on what you have to offer, not just to the world, but more importantly to yourself here. And there's a sense of finding a balance within yourself so that you're not being ruled by your emotions. You know, what I mean by that is this, is when you guys have an emotion, it's like that emotion can become so powerful that you want to do everything in your power to make sure you don't feel it. Well, understanding that when you guys live like that, you're also numbing out the good emotions. You know, like it's hard for you guys to feel happiness, and especially with this person coming through making it very clear that they like to play, they like to be young, they like to, you know, it feels like an indecisive energy, but they knew what they wanted. They knew what they wanted, and they wanted to make sure that they always had a good time in life. And it's like with that energy, now you're in this energy of like, well, they're the only ones that can provide that. Who am I? And they want you to know that you had that within you all along, and that was something that they really have always admired about you, but they see that it's laying dormant right now because you're afraid to feel that. You're afraid to let go of the past, because what if things in the future fall apart like it did in the past? There's this energy coming through of like, if you guys grieve over this person, that suddenly you're going to be okay, and then you're going to get together with another person, and that person's going to pass away too. And there's feeling of defeat here, like true defeat, and maybe you guys are leaning on some sort of addiction to get you through, like to numb the feeling, because you feel like it set you back tons of steps. You know, this could have also been somebody that you were involved with. For some of you guys, this is somebody that you were involved with romantically at a very young age, and they passed away. That's not for all. That's just a message for a few of you guys. But the big message is going to be the same, and they don't want you guys to feel like that. They really want you guys to find a deeper sense of balance. But your challenges right now are balancing out whether or not to heal or to lean on your addictions. And leaning on your addictions has been kind of the thing that it's been a go-to situation for you. Situation? Okay. It's been a go-to situation for you guys. And, you know, addictions don't have to necessarily be, you know, drugs, alcohol, and all that stuff. It could just be as simple as not believing in yourself. It's just an old pattern of thought. Here, though, it's like they're really pointing out it's very emotional. This is something that's very emotional. When you guys get emotional, you get triggered, and when you get triggered, you lean on whatever it is that you guys go to. It could be TV, it could be the phone, it could be trying to numb the pain with, you know, drugs, it could be alcohol, but it's really what they're showing me is it's more like an emotional addiction than it is anything else. And that's been your challenge, is like to figure out, you know, how do I heal from this, or do I just live in the past? And right now, you guys are letting the past be the controlling aspect of your future. There's time for change. They're saying there's no need to worry anymore. What's happened has happened. It's okay. And I think you're in this energy of like, it's not okay. Like, it didn't have to happen, but it still did. And there's nothing that you can do about it, right? But that's what makes you feel helpless and hopeless, because it's like, what if? But there's nothing that you could have done. And you know that. Like, you know that there's nothing that you could have done to change the situation. Like, but it's like almost like playing out scenarios in your head of what if. But what if it's like you, at the same time, it's like so contradictory for you, because it's like you already know what if isn't a thing. Like you're aware of that. They're very adamant about you guys taking your creations to the next level. Like, this is somebody who's very close to your heart. Very close to your heart. You love them very deeply. And now that they've passed, you're dealing with a lot of internal illusions, like things that don't seemingly come together, pan out. It's like you might have a good idea and you go for it, but then there's like an illusion of it not coming true, and you guys just give up. So it's like half-heartedly moving forward in life, and it's all because it's like, I just wish I could talk to you one more time. I wish I could just give you, you know, show you my ideas one last time. I wish that you understood what it was that I was going through. I wish that I could just sit with you. And so emotionally, it's like you guys are pouring from an empty cup. And they're aware of that. And they don't want you guys to do that, because they see how strong you are. You're very creative. And you guys also have an ability to speak your truth to people when you believe something, like when you stand up for something, like you really stand up for it. Like you don't let people get the best of you when it comes to that. But there are certain aspects in your life that you're not moving forward on because you want this person's guidance, and they're here to show you that they've been guiding you all along. You just have been so hurt that you're not able to listen. And sometimes that's the way that it is, right? Sometimes that's just how it happens. So you guys connected because of an emotional mother wound. That's like how you guys connected. You guys experienced a lot of similar pain. So like if this was a sibling, like yeah, you guys experienced a lot of similar emotions growing up, and maybe you didn't realize that, but it was still something that you guys connected on. It was like, oh, mom was crazy, oh, you know, dad was doing this. But it is the nurturing wounds. It's like you guys maybe were neglected. I am getting an image of an orphanage or like a foster home. So maybe you guys lived in a foster home together, or you felt like you lived in a foster home together, right? So again, it might not necessarily be blood. This could be a foster brother or foster sister, right? But there's this energy coming through where it's like you guys understood each other's pain, and now you don't have that person to rely on, and they're sorry that they had to leave, but in leaving it was to bring you into some kind of clarity for yourself. Yeah. It was, oh, okay. Thank you. That's so much better. I understand now. The reason that they left was so that you could learn how to love. Like, you only loved them, but you didn't love anybody else. You don't trust people. You don't trust anybody. You barely trust yourself. You trusted this person. You trusted everything that they had to offer. It's like if they gave you advice, like you took it. And it's like when other people give you advice, you don't take it because you don't trust them. Like, you don't trust that they know what they're doing. You don't trust that they know what they're talking about. And they're trying to tell you, like, that's a healing aspect for your life, is you have to learn to trust yourself enough that when somebody offers you something, by using your discernment, not just your judgment, you're using your discernment to say, okay, this person's been around the block, like they know what they're talking about, or this person doesn't know what they're talking about because they just seem erratic, you know, whatever it is. But that's what they're trying to say. It's like, that's how you guys connected. You guys trusted only each other. Yeah. And you guys judge a lot of people. Look, I was just talking about that. We have justice on the bottom here. It's like that bigoted assessment. It's like you judge others for doing the same thing that you're doing, right? So it's like people don't trust you and you don't trust other people, but you judge people for not trusting you because you're like, I'm a trustworthy person. And, you know, that's the thing. And it's like you guys were on this beautiful path together. Like, you guys are very emotionally connected to one another. Very emotionally. And, you guys provided a lot of confidence for one another and a lot of reliability for one another. Wow. This feels like a friendship. Like, it feels like, even if it's a sibling that you're dealing with a loss of, but this is like a deep, profound friendship that you had with this individual. And they're acknowledging how deep that was. And they're also trying to tell you that maybe you won't have the same thing that the two of you had, but it doesn't mean that you can't have something that is as equally profound with somebody else. And that's why it's so important for you to really learn how to trust yourself and to trust your direction. They're bringing that out really, really sound like loudly here. Is like to trust your direction. Trust that you're taking action because you want to take action and not because you're hoping that you're going to land in the spot that you need to land in. No, you're taking action because you know that's the direction to get there. I heard don't showboat. That's what came through right now. Don't showboat. So I guess that don't show off. Like, don't be a show off. Don't showboat your whatever it is you got going on. Okay. So the karma that you collected between the two of you, this makes so much sense. You guys have to start over. That's the karma, right? Like, it's like that sense of starting over, hitting a dead end and starting over, you know? And that's frustrating for you, and I can feel how frustrating it is. There's a lot of anger that's coming through here. It's like, I don't want to start over. I just wanted that to last. Why couldn't that last? It was already good. Like, why Why fix something that ain't broke? And that's the energy that's coming through here. And it's like, it wasn't broken. It never broke. Even them leaving, it never broke. They still watch out for you. They're still here with you. But they see that right now that the karma that you're dealing with is that you have to start over. And that's so relevant to the message that we've had here. It's like you don't trust anybody. You have to learn how to trust yourself in this situation. And that's why starting over is so hard for you, because it's like, I keep getting that message. I shouldn't have to start over. Like, it didn't have to be this way. If things were just different, but they're not different. That's like I said, like, you guys are very logical in the way of, like, how most people are, like, the bargaining chip. Like, if you just bring them back, like, I'll do whatever. I'll go to church every day, every Sunday, you know, like, la, la, la. Like, you're not like that, but in a way you are. It's just a different way. It's like, what if I had done this, would you let them live? Like, what if I were good this way, would you let them live? Like, you see what I'm saying? It's still that, what if I were different, would you give me type energy. Yeah. So for some of you guys, this, you feel like if you move on, you're cheating on them. Somehow you're tarnishing their memory. And you're not. That's an imbalance. Like, you have to make a decision to move on into the future, but right now you're like still in this energy of being stuck in the past. Like, no matter how much signs you get from them, how much energy you get from them, how much they try to teach you or show you the way, you're still in this energy. But if I move on from you, then it almost like disgraces what we had together. And they're saying no, it doesn't. Yeah. It's time for you to let go of this idea that you're not capable of finding and connecting with people or taking action in your life. You really relied on this person a lot. Like, they're making that very clear. It's like, I was the rock. That's what I heard. I was the rock. So you really believe that they were the rock in your connection. Like, they were the have-all, be-all, end-all. They kept you together. They kept things sane. They kept things, you know, from falling apart. And then it was like, ever since they left, like, you just feel like your whole life is falling apart. And they're trying to show you that it's not. Like, they want you to know that it's not. They want you guys to stand up in your strength and be okay with where you are in this now moment. No matter if that's, you know, letting go of the past and let go of the past. Grieving them, grieve them. If it's, you know, moving on with a new person, move on with a new person. You're not making them upset. You're not hurting their feelings. They're trying to encourage you to live. Because they think when they pass away, you stopped living. How you did. How you did in this connection. Yeah, you were codependent on their energy. Truly codependent. Like, you were stuck only needing their opinion. You were stuck only needing their advice. You really, this is energy of not being able to think for yourself, right? Like, energy of like, I'm not capable of doing what I need to do in this moment. Like, I need to get advice from them. Like, if you were struggling at work, you would call them. If you were struggling with a relationship, you would call them. Even if it was just a friendship, it didn't matter. Like, if you're struggling at home or if you're struggling with people you knew, you would call them. Yeah, repeat cards already coming out again. So we started with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, and clarifying this card and how you did is the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Like, that's what they're saying. It's like, this is what made you have quote unquote bad luck. Because you couldn't think for yourself. And maybe you think that you did think for yourself. Like, again, I'm not here judging. This is the message that's coming through. They're trying to show you. You were so codependent on them that to think on your own now is just exhausting. Because you don't have that person you can rely on. But you are capable of creating a new beginning. It's just that right now you feel hopeless and stuck in this wound. And you're not sure in how to communicate this with anyone, let alone with yourself. And that's what they want you to start working on, is like, how can you be honest with yourself? Like, make one decision today, and that can help change the rest of your life by just making one decision a day and then making two on down the line. and then making 3, and then making 4, and then deciding your whole day. You know, it's not like you have to jump into it all crazy at once, but just doing one decision is going to help you guys a lot, because you are very much codependent on their energy, and that's what's kept you in this Wheel of Fortune in the reverse energy, right? Because this is a karmic cycle for you to complete, but you don't want to complete it. Like, this is the same energy. If you believe in past lives, this is the same energy that you both carried in a past life. You guys, either they were codependent on you like this, or you were codependent on them like this, and it's something that you have to heal in order to grow, right? There's this growth that needs to come through, this balancing energy that needs to come through. I feel like you guys see 10-10 a lot. Like, I have 10s coming out. The 10 of Swords came out twice in the upright. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse coming out, and they're both 10. Like, 10 is coming out a lot for you guys. If not, it's 111. You guys might see a lot, right? But that's how you guys did, right? That's how you did. It's like you were dependent on them. And how they see you now. They see you sad, lonely, sleep deprived, I heard. Which I can understand. You know, when you're dealing with any kind of death, it's hard to ever sleep soundly again, because just life changes so much. But they also see your strength. No, that's great. They want you to change. They want you to get the courage to walk through the maze that's ahead of you. The hurt, the upset, the grief, the anguish, the anger. They want you to close out this cycle. It's time to let it go. It's time to be free from this. And you're going to feel a lot better. Once you free yourself from this energy, you're going to have a whole new perspective on life. And that's how they see you. They want to see you with the perspective that you were meant to have all along, not the perspective that they put into your life because they knew that you relied on them. And it's not like they minded that. They didn't mind that. They liked being the helper in your life, right? They loved it. But when they were alive, they didn't realize what it was doing for your own journey. They didn't understand that they were hindering you from making progress on your own journey. And now they see how it's hindering you. And that makes them sad because they see how you're sad. And they see how you're in just this upset energy. And they want you to be able to change that for the better, for the good, for you. I feel like this person talked really fast. Really fast. If they didn't, maybe you talk really fast, but there's this energy of speaking really quickly coming through. So they want to talk about how they did. And what they did was they were a little bit manipulative. They also had a problem with authority figures, right? But they would question and argue with authority figures all the time. And I feel like that's also why you relied on them, because you saw that as a strength. You saw that they knew what they were doing, that they were authoritative in their own right, and that was somehow being abundant, and that you didn't have that energy and that you wished you had. But they're trying to point out that it was actually a very toxic trait that they had, because they were afraid that they were going to lose themselves if they didn't question the people around them. And that's something that I think you two share together. You're going to lose yourself if you don't question the whole world around you. It's okay to question the world, but it's also okay to let yourself trust people too. And this person, they did not trust people at all. Yeah. They experienced what you're experiencing now with someone else. So, like, they maybe lost a pet, or they lost somebody that they loved early on. And it was that grief that really upset them. So it's like maybe you guys, if you're family, maybe you guys lost a grandparent, and your sibling remembers it, and they remember it so much that it affected the way that they lived their life. And so what you're experiencing now is the same thing that they experienced in their own life, and they repressed that. And they ended up getting stuck in situations where people would take advantage of them, and when they take advantage of them, it would leave them in a situation feeling like they were completely out of control. And so in their mind, they believed that the only way for them to have control in life was by coming at it from this energy of taking charge and questioning all authority. You know? Let me get another clarifying card for this, please. What else would you like to say to pile 2? Okay, we want this one. Sickness. Somebody was sick. Maybe they had an illness early in their life, and that's why it's like the doctors couldn't figure out what was going on. And it made them feel like they were going to die early on. Maybe they did pass away from a sickness. Like, again, there's that energy that's coming through. It's like you knew there was nothing you could do, and that would make sense in a sickness. It's like, you know, you can't wish somebody well, but you love them. They dealt with that too. They dealt with manipulation from their past. They dealt with people who would step on their toes to get where they were going, and they may have, if they told you, they may not have told you, but they may have gone through some sexual abuse in their life too. Early on. Like your friend, whoever this person is, they had a rough life, and you too had a rough life. You guys had a rough life together, but that's what created that bond. It created a huge bond for you guys. So, but there's a sickness that's coming out. So it's like either they watched somebody pass away from a sickness, and that created this energy of not trusting authority figures like doctors, right? Like that would be an authority figure, or police officers or something like that. It's like whatever it was like they just learned not to trust people who were in charge, and so they really leaned into that energy, and it's like they almost became really combative when people would try to help them out, or when people would try to give them advice. And that's why you were so dependent on their energy, because it's like you respected that about them. And they see that that is something that they failed at. It's like they didn't have to be that way. They could have been strong in their energy, but not been so manipulative in trying to get what it is that they wanted or their way. Rather, they could have been strong in leaning into their creative energy and leaning into this ability to show people the way. And they knew the way, but they didn't want to take that route because that route was much more difficult, leaning into that, than it was to honor or to be in the way that they were, to be the way they were. I feel like this person stuttered. Or you stuttered. That's okay. It's just that energy is coming out right now. It's like trying to find what I want to say, and I almost can't say it because I'm trying to not stutter, and I don't have a stutter. So it's just like there's this energy of somebody stuttered in their, either in their life or your life, or they stuttered or you stuttered. It's okay, guys. What is left for you to transform? This pain and agony, the grief. It comes down to the thing that's left for you to transform is the grief. The grief that was left behind. You met your match. Like, that's the thing. It's like as much as you love them, you met your match. And that's sad. And the spiritual defeat that comes with that, it's like you feel like you'll never ever connect with somebody like you connected with this person. Whether you guys had a great life or if it was toxic, it doesn't matter. It's like you'll feel like you'll never connect with somebody this way again. Yeah, with the Queen of Cups on the bottom in the reverse. You don't have any love left to give. You don't want options. You don't want to have options in the future. You don't want to have this type of connection with anybody. So if it's somebody you loved, it's like you basically swore off love. If it's a sibling, then you guys are just like, I'll never connect with somebody like that. They're my sibling. They're the only ones I'll ever have that have that. If it was a friend, you just kind of like are a loner. Like, it's the energy that I'm getting here. You're very a loner like type energy, and they don't want you guys to live in that. I heard Victor. That might be a name that you guys are familiar with, might resonate with you guys. It just came through right now. I heard Victor, so that was the only name I heard. Yeah, not being able to deal with and cope with the truth. Like, I feel like you need to move on, but it's just, there's still this fear. If I move on, then I'm forgetting them. I'm leaving them behind. I'm not doing what's necessary in my life because I'm supposed to grieve them, and that's a part of this journey. And yeah, you're supposed to grieve them, but grief doesn't mean that you wear grief as a coat or a backpack for the rest of your life, right? It doesn't have to be like that. Okay. What gift you get to keep? The world. The world card. You guys get to keep the gift of transformation and completing a cycle and walking through the portal, right? Becoming prudence, being able to rely on your guidance, your higher self, listening to your intuition. You guys will understand what it is to be creative again once you guys let go of this grief that you have. It's been weighing on you for a long time. You guys have something great to offer to the world, but I think you guys are so afraid to step up into it because, again, if I let go of the grief, then I'll forget them. You're not ever going to forget them. The King of Swords, yeah. You guys are very, very clear communicators. You guys could be Geminis. You don't have to be, but Gemini energy keeps coming through here. And you guys are meant to love. You know, we've got the Two of Cups on the bottom. So whether this is a sibling or a lover or a friend or, you know, like that, like a foster sibling, it doesn't matter, right? It's just like you don't feel like you can ever have that type of love in your life again. But what you're missing is that this was actually toxic by nature. Even though I'm not here saying it was a bad relationship, bad connection. No, it had to happen. This had to happen exactly as it happened so that you could understand the strength of yourself. And that's what you're learning from this. And that's sometimes a really hard lesson to learn because it's like, well, you know, but we were so close, or things seemed to go so well when we were together, things were good. And it's like, what they're leaving you with is the ability to communicate what you want for yourself out in the world and to be okay with having faith that that's going to come to you. May I please have some advice? Hello from heaven for pile number 2. What advice do you have for pile number 2? Let's get some advice to get you guys on your way here. Then don't worry, I'll get some oracle cards for you too. I just feel like your reading went a lot faster than pile number 1. They know what they want to say and they say it quickly. Okay. Something to do with your finances. Maybe you guys need to focus on your finances. What else for pile number 2? Whoa! Hold on just a second. Let me go grab those. I love the synchronicity. You guys won't see it on the video, but I paused your video at 34 minutes and 43 seconds. It was great. So, a lot of 4s are coming through here. Yeah. They want you guys to be okay with letting go. Right? They want you guys to be okay with letting go so that you guys can grow. They'll always be with you. Like, that's the advice here, is they'll always be with you, but you guys have a home, a happy home, waiting for you to take the journey towards. Like, are you willing to do that? Right? Are you willing to take the journey towards that happy home? Are you willing to embrace that and embody that? Yeah, they want you guys to celebrate. You have other people in your life that are trying to come in. You have other friends that are trying to come through. But right now you're in this energy of not being able to celebrate anything because it hurts too much, right? And I understand that. And they understand that. And they don't want you just to, like, throw it to the wind. They want you guys to just heal from what has happened. And as you heal, then you guys will be able to move on and move into this happy home, this happy life, this happy action, right? Taking action towards what you want to take action towards. I mean, overall, it's a beautiful message. They want you guys to be happy. They don't want you guys to suffer anymore. They don't want you guys to be upset anymore. You guys are hiding behind the pain. That's what I heard right now. You're hiding behind the pain. It's a mask that you guys are wearing. So maybe you guys rely on that to get yourself empathy from other people. Okay, and it's not a bad thing. It's nothing to judge anybody for. It's sometimes we all believe that we are the masks that we wear, right? Thank you. And they're just saying that they see you hiding behind it. And it's like, if I peek out and move beyond this, then I'm letting go of a piece of myself. Like you're identifying so much with the pain that you have, and you're not. You're more than that. You're more than the pain that you're experiencing. Really want this one. Maybe you guys draw, or you paint, or they drew, or they paint. They used to paint. Yeah, Neptune energy coming through, to transcend past the pain. I love how in your reading we didn't have to wait until the end until like a lot of synchronicities came out. We had a lot of repeat cards come through. It's like a lot of same messages, and it's like 2 different decks that I'm using, so. That doesn't say that there won't be more messages in your guys' cards. Whoa. That is too many, Source. Nope. Alright, what other messages do you have for pile number 2, Hello from Heaven? Seeing the true you on the bottom. Yeah, it's time for you guys to see yourself. Like, see who you are without them. And I think that's difficult for you. I'm nobody without them. Like, you are. You're somebody without them. Even if it's hard, right? Open up your heart to love. It's a beautiful message coming through. Alright, this is the last deck, and then we'll get into your oracle cards. So for some of you guys, I don't know why I made this card. It was a channel, and it's just really hard, but it's red rum. We are all aware of what this says backwards, which makes you think my passing was backwards and unwarranted. This occurred to make you stronger, which is not cruel, it's leadership. So some of you guys could have been dealing with, not only was it a sickness like that, it could have been that somebody took their life, like if y'all lived on the streets or something like that, okay? So I'm just saying, like, that's a very specific message for someone, especially since this is really young. I did get that energy at the very beginning, but I don't like saying that because I feel like that's a very triggering statement. So if somebody took this person's life and it wasn't sickness, but maybe they did die from an infection or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that could have been something that came through, but they're just saying that there's a reason this happened. It's to help you grow stronger. Kindness. We have fruit bat and flying fox. Number 12, which is 3. And they're saying that you need to learn to be kind to yourself. You are very hard on yourself. They say that you judge yourself a lot, and they're saying to stop judging yourself. It's time to start showing yourself compassion and kindness. Responsibility, meerkat, number 16. And taking responsibility for yourself is not weakness. That's a sign of strength, and that goes hand in hand with everything that we've been talking about on this reading. Rain, purification. You guys need to drink more water. You also can take a spiritual bath or a spiritual shower, right? That's just when you're in the shower or the bath, you imagine as the water's touching you, it's washing away all the negative energy. That will help you guys cleanse your aura, and as you cleanse your aura, you'll be able to see things from a much clearer perspective. A spiritual perspective, which is just through eyes of unconditional love. Childhood innocence. What did I say? Like, you guys are connected since childhood. I love this synchronicity. This is something that's coming through. It's just a reminder. You guys have been around each other for a long time. Could be siblings, but also that energy of this person was taken at a very young age. They passed away at a very young age. And that's okay. Like, that's been a part of the journey. It was designated to happen when it happened. And it's like, even if it makes you blind, you want to see the light. And that's hard, because sometimes it's like, that's what you find out. It doesn't feel good, but then it makes you see things from a much larger perspective, and that's what makes you feel better about things and better about life. Aquarius. So you could be an Aquarius, they could have been an Aquarian. We did say Gemini energy, so they might be an air sign. Originality, philanthropy, and progressive imaginings. Yeah, so they want you guys to stand out in your unique self, right? Like, this is Aquarius, they're very unique, and they do not care what other people think of them. They stand out, you know, as long as they're in their power, they're going to do what they want to do because they want to do it, not because somebody else said it was there for them to do. And that's what they want you guys to embrace, and is that energy of doing something because you want to do it. And so that's what's coming through really strongly here for your whole reading, and I love that Aquarian energy came out for you. And then we have Uranus, which is radically change. And I can't remember, but I do think that Aquarians are ruled by Uranus. Uranus, whatever you guys want to say. When we were in school, it was Uranus, and then they changed it because it sounds bad, so Uranus. But they want you guys to change, right? Radically change means to embody yourself authentically and not to be afraid to be authentic. Like, that's it. Like, don't be apologetic for being who you are. You don't need to rely on someone else to get you where you're going. Study ancient wisdom and you will begin to find your own answers. Yeah, so there's something about you guys studying like ancient Egyptian philosophy. You know, it could be Hermeticism. You guys could be like in Hermetic, in what are the other ones? Hebrew, even runes and stuff like that, like studying those old belief systems. And it's like, people call it New Age, but it's really not. It's all ancient wisdom coming back around. It's kind of like how we live our lives. You know how the 70s came back around? Well, everything comes back around. So they're saying to study this ancient wisdom and you'll begin to find a deeper purpose within. Let go of who you think it should be and open up to the possibility of who it could be. So again, that energy coming through, it's like you don't think that you'll ever find somebody that'll be this close to you ever again. And that's what they're saying, is like, let go of it being me and open up to who another person could be. You don't know the kind of connection that you're going to have with somebody else. You can't predict the future. No one really can. You know, we can obviously see things that happen or things that could come to pass, but because of free will, the future can never be set in stone. There are only certain situations that will ever be set in stone, okay? And that's why I think a lot of fortune tellers don't talk about that, because they make money on predicting the future. But, you know, it's basically like if you make a decision today, it could actually affect your outcome tomorrow. But they're saying to let go of who it could be, because there's going to be people who come into your life that are going to provide you with some sort of stability that you've not had. You are not side chick or dude material. So this could be a message for some of you guys in a relationship right now. Like, you could be getting cheated on. You know, don't go crazy if you are. Just, you know, pay attention to the red flags. This could just be a message from them saying, like, hey, I'm still looking out for you in the afterlife. Like, I don't want you to be treated like dirt, because you're not. You're worthy of so much more, and you're worthy of everything that you desire. So make sure that you're paying attention to the red flags in your now life, okay? There's this fly right here, guys. He's kind of being a jerk. Start taking care. Since my passing, you've stopped caring for your health, your well-being, taking showers, which is funny that we got purification rain too. Your stay in bed, etc. All these things are preventing you from doing what you are meant to do. Move on, move forward, and keep living. Yeah. Taken too soon. I can't. This is everything what I was talking about. Well, you believe it was too soon for me to leave, Source or God has a greater plan, right? And that goes hand in hand with what I was saying. Like, you guys felt like this person was taken too soon. They felt very young. That energy of very young individual coming through here. This is interesting. This came up too, and I think we got that there's an addiction that was coming through for you guys. The addiction is caught up. In my passing, the guilt and the grief have seemingly become too much to bear, so you picked up a habit. It has been the habit that has numbed you and forced you to ignore the healing that tears bring. You are stronger than you believe, yet you need to give yourself a chance. This is a message from them. I wish I could promise that with time it gets easier. What happens is you get stronger, and the acceptance begins to settle. Do not beat yourself up when a memory, a song, a picture, or a thought arises and it feels like day one all over again. That is and always will be a part of the grieving process. So they understand. Like, I feel like you guys go through a lot of memories and a lot of things that bring it up, but instead of feeling it, like, you guys just shove it away and like, no, I can't feel that. Like, that means I'm weak. That means you're human. Okay, being human is not weakness. Got a lot of threes coming in today. It's kind of crazy. So let me get there. Alright. This one's called The Perfection of Your Life. Have you ever seen a storm pictured from above? It can appear to be so beautiful and elegant. This is certainly different to the ground view, which can be quite a violent experience. So, too, there is a great beauty in your life now. However, at this point in the natural process, you may be experiencing it as anxiety-inducing rather than beautiful. You may sense it as internal chaos. You may feel it as something that is waiting to erupt from within, as a restlessness or an anxiety that you cannot quite articulate, but sense vaguely nonetheless. Perhaps the chaos is full-fledged, and a person or a situation in your life is causing all kinds of havoc, upheaval, and change and uncertainty in your world. Whether the chaos seems subtle, strong, internal, or external, this oracle brings you the same message. All is unfolding according to a perfect higher order. And didn't we say that? You believe I was taken too soon, but Source or God has a greater plan, right? There's a greater order. You are currently enduring a cosmic, spiritual storm which is having an impact on you. It is clearing these things out, ruffling the feathers, and preparing you for that lovely, super fresh, uplifting feeling that one experiences after the storm has finally passed. Even if, if you cannot believe there is anything happening, even at a subtle level, because you feel stuck, denied, bored, thwarted, or stale, this oracle brings you a message also. No matter what appears to be, in truth, there is only the unfolding creative genius of the universe. You are not forgotten. You've not been looked over. You've not been denied, found wanting, or rejected as unworthy. The storm that needs to erupt in your own heart. Do your liberating rain dance. What? Guys, look at all these confirmations coming through. Reap. It says rage, weep, pray, dance, paint, or sing. And didn't I say you guys might paint? That's coming through again. Express whatever is needed, however is needed, to exercise the blocked energy in your heart. Then you will call on the powerful perfection of your life as it aligns for the next creative turn of the spiral of life. Once again, you will trust and directly experience the flower of life unfolding within you and around you. Absolutely beautiful energy. All these wonderful confirmations coming through for you guys. Look at this card. Just this card is so beautiful. Getting out in nature might help you guys express whatever it is that you're holding on to. I really feel like artistically creative energy needs to come through, like it's coming out really strongly here. You need to create something, artistically express yourself. But if this person was taken by somebody else, just know it is still a part of the plan. It's to create leadership within you. You guys are meant to lead. And if you feel like you're not, then it's to lead in other ways, you know, whether that's to get over situations like this or to lead in the way of learning how to express yourself when you've closed your heart to love, right? Like it's bringing you into a period of strength. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful energy to have. So overall, it's hard, guys. I know what you're going through is hard, but this was a beautiful message from your person in heaven. They want you to know that they are still thinking about you. They're still following you. They love you. They're taking care of you the best that they can, you know, from the spiritual realm, the ether. And they want you guys to become the best that you're meant to be. And that's just you becoming who you are and who you were always meant to be. Not wearing the mask anymore. You don't need to do that. Okay? I really hope that this helps. I'm sending you guys prayers of courage and enlightenment and strength to get through whatever troubling situation you're in. And may you guys always be able to hear your friend, your sibling, your person guiding you and hear their whispers of love to you guys, okay? So I'll leave it there. If this resonated with you guys, please send me a like down below. I love hearing from you guys. You're more than welcome to send that comment. And make sure you hit that subscribe button so you always know when my next video does come out. So until we meet again, guys, bye. Welcome, pile number 3. This is your reading of Hello from Heaven. This is for those of you that chose the garnet. This is for you. So I decided today not to do any channel messages just because I will do them in the future if you guys decide to come back. But these readings have been so synchronistic so far. The oracle cards are off the charts once I get through the reading, and then also usually I am getting repeat messages, but we'll see how your guys' goes. And yeah, I already got your cards picked out, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Let me go ahead and lay out your cards. I don't know what they are yet, so we'll find out what they are together, I guess. Well, I don't really tell you guys what they are, I just lay them out. Okay. Okay. So when I was shuffling, I had asked for the energy of the person who I was channeling, and it was so arbitrary that, you know, it was just not clear. And now I understand why. This is somebody, this is a spouse. So this could have been a husband or a wife, and that's why it was not giving me a clear answer, because it's showing me it's somebody whom you love deeply. And right now there's this energy of feeling like you'll never love again, and of being unhappy and being completely disconnected from emotional well-being. And so your focus is really on your money. It's like you're just focusing all your life on your money. You feel like that's the only way you'll ever bring any kind of balance or justice into your life. And it's like, how can I ever love again? That's the question that's coming out here. It's how can I ever love again? And this is okay. Well, we'll get into it, guys. You guys see 6 a lot. 6 is a number that they speak to you through. If you guys see, if you're seeing 6, like 666 or 66, or you see 6 just randomly appear, you see it's 6 o'clock when you look at the clock. What the heck is that? Like, that's them talking to you guys. We got 6, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it came out 3 times. And it's weird because it's in a triangle the way it came out. There's one at the very top, And then there's two making the base right across from one another. But this is somebody that you loved very deeply. Yeah, this is somebody that you cared about. And now they're gone, and now it's upsetting. Okay. So what's going on really is that it seems like right now your mindset is in this place that anytime something doesn't go according to plan, it feels like you're taking a million steps backwards, and it feels like you're just getting knocked off your path. It's like, you try really hard, but it's like, because they're not here, it's like I feel like this individual is somebody you shared every aspect of life with, and you sought their guidance, but it wasn't that you did everything that they said. It was just like more or less they were the voice of reason. I heard the head of reason, so maybe that's how you looked at it, but they were the voice of reason in your life. And now that you don't have that, now when things don't go your way, you feel lost and you feel alone, and there's a lot of negativity that comes through in those moments, and it feels like you're not able to find any sense of creativity in your life. Like you're not able to do anything that you like because it just reminds you of this person. Yeah, they were your best friend. Oh, I'm so sorry, pile 3. I really am. And that's the thing, it's like, not only were they your best friend, it was just like, when they left, it transformed your whole life in a way that you never even thought would ever happen. And so now it's easy for you guys to find ways to control your emotions. Like, you guys are very manipulative with yourself when it comes to your emotions. It's almost like you accuse yourself of being weak, or you accuse yourself of being stupid or insecure, or like you should be over that, or like something simple reminds you of them. Like it could just be as easy as a statement, and you get really teared up, and it's like, so I heard the tearjerker comes through, and then you start to be a jerk to yourself, right? Like it's like you guys start to really be mean to yourself and say, oh, well, I shouldn't be that way, like they've been gone, and but it's really this energy of like, you're not giving yourself an opportunity to move on from the fact that this person had so much in your life. Like if they were your best friend and they were your spouse, like if they weren't your spouse, this is just somebody that is a friend, and like if it's not resonating with you, the other two piles are very clear on who it was that was coming through, but this is somebody that you have spent a lifetime with, and it's like, and you believed you were going to spend an even longer lifetime with it, and there was this resignation that maybe you were going to be the first to go. It never occurred to you that they could be the one to go, whether that's age-wise or just sometimes, people have that belief, oh, I'm going to be the first one to pass on, so I don't have to worry about what I'm going to experience otherwise, right? And we don't know. We don't know our timeline, whether we assume all that we want, but at the end of the day, nobody knows what our timeline is. And I feel like that's exactly what happened here. And so you've never experienced such grief like this before, and now it's turned into this illusion of making you believe that you're weak for being human. And they're pointing out that they love you so very much, and that they're still trying to be your best friend in the afterlife. Like, they really are. I don't mean to laugh. It's just so, it's like getting to me, because it's like they really want you to know that they care about you so deeply. And they want you guys to be able to take conducive action in your life and not to be so hurt by their passing. And they understand why you're so hurt by their passing, because as they're saying here, they would have been in the same situation if you'd been the one to go first, okay? And it's just frustrating to them because they see your potential, and they feel like right now you don't feel like you have potential. And they're saying that that's not true. You do. And you have potential without me. That's what I heard. You have potential without me. But you're so in this, like you're so much in this past energy of like, but I did everything with you. Who am I without you? And that's what you get to find out. But you don't want to give love, right? You don't want to love. You don't want to experience joy and happiness, because it's like if you experience joy and happiness, they're saying that they feel like it's like they're gone. Why should you be happy? Even if just for a moment. If you cut out happiness, and if you cut out sadness. You cut out everything and you become numb to life. And so they're very focused on your emotions in this reading and your mindset and how you're taking action based on those thoughts that you're having that are being influenced by your emotions. This is heavy stuff right here, guys. So pile 3, let's buckle up for this ride, huh? So your main challenge is to find your own fortune. You know, what's turning your fortune is this fear and this sadness that you're experiencing. Right now it feels like you have bad fortune, you have bad luck. It's like, I think in your mind, you're in this energy of like, nothing is ever going to be the same. And so how can I ever experience any good luck in life? Because they're gone. And with them being gone, then I'm just an empty shell. Wow. I felt that. I felt that. Not only did I hiccup, but I felt that in my heart. It's like when your heart drops into your stomach, right? Like that's the feeling I have right now. And it's interesting because the Wheel of Fortune has come out in all 3 readings. And when I shuffle, I do very vigorous shuffle system. That's why I don't do it on camera, because it does take a little while. But it's just an interesting situation how it's come out in all 3 readings. And so a common theme for the collective right now dealing with grief is they don't feel like they have a right to feel. Right? Like you don't feel like you have a right to experience happiness. You don't feel like you have a right to experience any kind of joy or any kind of simplicity. Maybe that's what it's coming through. And they're just saying like you get the choice to balance that out. And that's been a cycle for you, right? The cycle between you two has ended, right? Until death do us part, and death has done you part, and that's the end of a cycle. And it's not to be cruel, okay? That's not to be cruel. It's to be straightforward, saying that now that the cycle has ended, you have an opportunity to end this cycle that you're currently in, and that's experience this tough grief. And grief is one of the hardest emotions and situations that anybody will go through. Okay, I understand. I'm not here to talk about my life, but I can honestly say I understand. Okay, so for you guys right now, the challenge is just, do I heal and find my luck in life now as it is different, or do I keep living in the past and seeing things as bad luck and like things are never going to change, and now that my person is gone, how am I ever going to be, anybody without them? And so that's the challenge that you guys are really facing between you and them. And they want you to see that. They want you to see that in life there are all kinds of ups and downs, and it doesn't, death aside, there are all kinds of ups and downs. And grieving aside, there are all kinds of ups and downs. But when you truly choose to not grieve and to be sour because of death, then you choose to give up all experiences as a human. I do want to get a clarifying card for this. I didn't get one, but let me get a clarifying card for this. What else can you tell me about this Wheel of Fortune? Hello from heaven. Okay, I think they want this one. Yeah, aww. We have a repeat card already. The King of Wands. They want you guys to know, they see how passionate you are in life. They see how confident and cool-headed and passionate and forward action taking, and I heard forward thinking you can be. Like, they want you to see that they see that. But guys, I am so sorry. I feel this, okay? I feel this. I'm trying not to cry. We have a perfect king and queen coming out together in the upright. And there are kings and queens all over this board. With the Queen of Cups in the reverse, the King of Wands in the reverse is the last card in your reading, and the Queen of Swords. Making it with the Lovers and the Love card coming out, guys. Like, this is somebody who you loved. This was a partner in life. And you feel so lost without them. And I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to cry on these guys. Sometimes I do. I'm trying not to. And it's just like, wow, that hit me. I had no idea that was on the bottom, and that hit me. They know that you guys were, they know that you guys were meant for each other. You guys lived that. And so many people never get to experience that. And you guys did. Look at this fly is all over these cards right now. You guys got to experience what so many people strive in life to experience. And you got to experience it, and now your life is shut down because they're gone. Wow. You could be a Sagittarius, they could be a Sagittarius. They don't have to be. It could be fire energy, but Sagittarian energy is coming through heavily right now. You will overcome. They know that you will overcome, but they want to make you aware of the bitterness that's setting in right now. How you guys connected was like two peas in a far out pod, baby. You guys had a very luxurious connection, like luxury in the fact of you guys were rich with love. You guys were very rich with love. You guys were very kind-hearted to one another, and you guys cared about each other so very much. And you guys saw each other for who you were, and there was balance in the situation. And I can understand why life stopped when they passed. You lost your best friend. And they're saying now, moving in life, whoever they are, they're saying that you're not able to move because you're seeing things with blinders on. It's very much like, I'm only seeing one side. Look, we have the Ace of Cups on the bottom in the reverse because you're brokenhearted. You have blinders on because you're brokenhearted, and it's like, I don't want to let go of this and move forward with myself because that means I lose a part of who I am. And this person, they're saying, no, you don't lose me. You don't lose me. I get to come with you on your journey, and I get to be there in a different form. Not like what we're used to. This is all new. It's brand new, and it's just different. And I feel like for you, it's hard to admit that, and it's hard to see that and to experience that. Like, not to be too cliche here, but when you lost them, your whole world turned upside down, and this is the World card, right? And it's like your whole world turned upside down, and direction there was no direction. There was, I just don't want to feel what I'm feeling right now. Pain, suffering. Some of you guys were dealing with indignation. How could this happen to me? Like I said, there's that energy of like you had already resigned to being like the first one to go, so you just didn't have to think about it, and it didn't work that way. And now it's like having to think about it is harder than you could have ever imagined. And it's like you don't want to be the one that left your spouse like that. You don't want to be the one that left your lover like that. But at the same time, you also saw them as the strongest individual that you've ever met in life. And it's this idea like they would have known what to do. If they were here right now, they would know what to do, what to tell me. And whoever they are, they're telling you that you have to look within. You have to look within. It's not a certain phrase that's going to give you what you're looking for. It's the strength that comes from within. You're pushing it down, you're bottling it in, you're not connecting with yourself, you're not connecting with love, and everything that happens for a higher good. And it's hard to see that when it feels like you're the only one that's affected by this. This is heavy. Alright, so the karma that you collected from this connection. So when I said right now you're in this energy, I heard indignation. I can say this word, I promise. It's just not coming out clearly right now. But there's this energy around you that you're cold towards other people. Like I said, it doesn't matter when it feels like you're the only one that's being affected by it. So I am getting this energy. It's like an image. What I see is somebody that's standing in a room, and it's like the room is really gray and people are coming and going and time is sped up, and you're just in the center, and it's like you're the only one that's there, and tears are falling and tears are falling, and they keep falling, and people start coming less and less and less and less, and then eventually you're the only one that's standing in the room and you're still feeling it. And when you see and you look outside the window, it looks like everybody else has moved on with their lives. And it's like, for you, how could you move on? How could you move on when so-and-so passed away? And that's this energy here. It's like, that's the karma that you've collected. It's like you have an opportunity to overcome this and not be disassociated from the world. Not to be angry at the world because they still have lives, and you feel like you don't. And you do. That's the thing, is that you do have a life. It just feels like you don't because this person was your everything. A repeat card. Yeah. Feeling like when you see people move on, that puts you back even further in your life, not wanting to transform. Being in anxiety and sadness and upset, not wanting to persevere with your life because you feel so alone. Outcast. And that's the karma that you collected because you were the one that resigned. Like I said, this energy keeps coming back, like you were the one that resigned, like you were going to be the first to go. So none of this was even on your conscience. Like you didn't even think that you would ever have to experience this. That could be an age difference, right? It could just be that, like, sometimes men just, they surrender to the fact that they're going to go first, because it's been like that throughout the generations, because men usually go to war and women stay at home. And it's not like that anymore, right? There are some circumstances that it is, but really it's just this, it's a societal belief that's been placed on you, and you resign to that belief, and now that didn't come true for you, and it's like, everything that you built your foundation on has been rocked. And that's what it feels like, is everything your mind has built around you is falling apart. This is definitely a mindset. This karmic energy that's coming through has to do with the belief, the thought patterns that you have, the mindset that you have. And it's scary. It's scary because it feels like now your whole life is at a stalemate. Like, that's it. We're never going to change. We're never going to reset the board. I'm never going to get another chance. But it's up to you to transform your energy. It's up to you to grow and to say, you know what, this is something that happened to me. It was harsh. It was hard. It was heavy. It was bad. It was awful. I never want to experience this again. But none of us can determine whether or not that's going to happen. None of us can. So how did you do? When they passed away, you became catatonic. We have the nameless card, 13 card in the reverse. This talks about a grief so heavy that all of life ceases to exist. Even though you're living, it's like you're still the walking dead. And it's like living in the past. Like, if what could I have done differently to ensure that my thought process, my belief came true? But there's nothing you can do, because right now we're here, and how things are is how they are. There's nothing that you can do to change that, right? You can't say, oh, if I believe this, then you know, she wouldn't have died or he wouldn't have died. Like, that's not how it works. Yeah, you're given an opportunity to move on, to have a fresh start, but your journey has stopped because you choose to let it stop. That's how you did. And so whoever they are, they're mentioning this because they're trying to show you that no matter what you've experienced in life, you can always forge a new path. Even if what you've been given was beautiful and unique and one of a kind, it doesn't mean that you can't experience something like that again in the future. But you want to control your emotions because you've given up. It's like perceived defeat. You're defeated, and so it's like, I'm just gonna lay here until they lay me in the ground. That's the energy that's coming through. I'm just gonna lay here until they lay me in the ground. And your person doesn't want you to think that at all. They want you to get up. They want you to be strong. They want you to be able to move on. They want you to be able to grow. They want you to be able to be strong because they know that you're capable of that. But you haven't surrendered. You've resigned. You've resigned to life. I'm so sorry, Pile 3. I really am. And I wish these were much better readings, but also I have to remember the tone that we're already setting is to get messages from heaven. And sometimes the messages that come through are going to be so real and raw that, you know, it's not just a beautiful, oh, I love you, I hope everything's okay. Like, they're watching your every move, and they hear your thoughts, and they see where you're going, and they're going to bring a message to say, you can do better, you can be better, you can be happy again, you know. And that's a lot of the messages that come through. This is a really heavy one, so bear with me. Bear with me. I know they have some good advice coming. Okay, I do. So, how they see you now? As like, that's the thing. They see you as capable of overcoming any negativity. I feel like, because what I'm getting is, like, when I see them, and I see them looking at you, and when they're looking at you, they see a ball of light. Like, not from death, okay? Like, they do in death, but from life. Like, in life, when they looked at you, they saw you as the positive one, the go-getter, the one that always had the ideas. And yet, for you right now in their death, like, you see that as them, and they're trying to say, no, Pile 3, you are the one that has always overcome negativity. You know, you picked up your sword of love and passion and confidence and courageousness, and you slashed through anybody's BS. You know, you weren't going to put up with it. You're like, look, life is life, and we're going to do the best that we can. But you resigned to life, and they see you. They see you as capable of standing up and fighting for what you believe in. They see you as capable of getting up and doing the best that you can, because you always have. And they know that you're sad, and that's okay. And they're okay with that you're sad, and to be sad, to feel that, but not to stay sad and to stay stuck in that energy, because that's where, you know, things start to fall apart. Can you please have a clarifying card for this? Yeah. Because right now, you're being greedy about your emotions. Like I said, that empty room keeps coming back. That's what they mean by being greedy with your emotions. This energy of, like, my world stopped. How could the rest of the world move on? Because you lost your stability, you lost your support, you lost your love. And you became your own toxic energy within yourself. You stopped caring about yourself. You stopped caring about others. You stopped reaching out to others, right? Like, this is an energy of not being able to connect with others on any level, because it's like, you don't understand how I feel. You don't understand what I've lost. You don't understand what I'm going through. And people are trying to reach out to you, trying to connect with you, and they see you suffering. But it's like, when you're so closed off to the world, no one can help you but you. right? You can only help those who wish to be helped. And that's what they're saying. Your person here is saying they want to help you, but they want you to want to get help. They don't want you just to resign to what life can be. What you had was beautiful. Can you relish in the fact that you got to experience something that so few people get to experience? And then say, okay, well, whatever's next is just going to be different and new. And I have no idea what's to come, but I'm going to make the best of what I have. And that's how they see you. They see you as capable of doing that. But they also see you right now not wanting. And they know that you don't want to. And that's not, they want you to let go of the sorrow and use that as fuel for moving forward, even though it's hard. You guys shared a lot of passion in life, and this may have been the only person that you came across in life that shared any of the similar passions with you that you've ever known. And that doesn't mean that they're the only person out there that's going to share passions with it. And that doesn't mean love, okay? I'm not saying a relationship here. That's not what that is. That could mean that you could find a friend that you're going to connect with on a passionate level like that, and you guys are going to do things that are going to make you happy again, and you got to do things that make you happy again. And I heard working on cars. I heard stamp collecting, so that's unusual, but okay. Like, you guys have to really pour into those things that bring you joy, and you guys are going to see the world again, the light of the world, because right now all you see is the shadow and the darkness. And that's okay. We have to go through these downs to get to our ups. Without sorrow, we can never truly understand what joy is. And so maybe that's what you're going through right now. You're tasting the bitter part of it so that you can really be thankful for the sweetness that you experienced. Okay, how did they do? They loved you. They love you still. They loved you so much. Oh my gosh, they loved you with every part of their being. You made them happy. You gave them everything they never thought they could have. Like, you gave them so much. I can't. Look at this. We have the 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck, okay? The Pope came out, and this is the commitment card. That's just the easiest way to put it. And we have the 6 of Cups, which talks about, in my deck, true love. How did they do? They got to experience love with you. And they loved you more than anything in the world. And you guys did everything in your power to make it work. Wasn't that it came easy. Loving you was easy, but it wasn't that the relationship came easy. You guys worked at it, and they worked at it, and they wanted to make sure. And it was very spiritual. I feel like you guys had a very spiritual connection. Even if you're not a spiritualist, that's okay. It's like what you guys shared, like I said, that passion that you experienced with them, it was like otherworldly. And the reason it was otherworldly is because you got to experience a connection with somebody that's, like I said, many people strive for this, but not very many people get to connect like this. And that's what you guys had. It was something that's very spiritual, very strong. This is something that you guys, if you believe in past lives and future lives, reincarnation, you will get to experience another life. And maybe that's something to look forward to, but to be able to experience this life in its fullness so that that opportunity will come around again. You guys were each other's ultimate fulfillment. It was like a destiny that you guys got to experience through each other. Gosh, this is like, I know it's sorrowful and it's sad, but it's like the most beautiful reading. You guys had a love story of love stories. And I'm honored to be able to do this reading. Truly, I am. Because this is the stuff that people read about in books. I think people came to you guys for advice. Like, I think people saw how happy you were, and they're like, how do you do it? And it's not like you guys ever, you didn't hide your secrets. Like, you didn't have secrets with people. You're like, we work at it, we communicate, we talk to each other, we come to each other. We have the big discussions and the small discussions. Like, we are always talking with each other, but we always remember that we have something each to bring to the table, all the while we can collectively come to an agreement on things. Even if we see things differently, we can compromise. We can do what's important for the greater good. And the greater good was your guys' connection. And you guys sacrificed everything for that. Like I said, like, that's that energy. Like, you really believed you were the one that was going to go first. And when it didn't happen, it was like, this was it for you. Like, this is what I was going to experience for the rest of my life. That's the resignation. You're like, this is it for me. And now that you're still here and they're not, it's like, what else is there? It's like, I had the greatest love of my life, but now I'm all alone. Well, maybe now you get to experience the greatest friendship in your life, or maybe you just get to experience the greatest period of your life with you. It doesn't mean that it's better than what you experienced with them. It means it's different. Okay? And that's part of this journey, is sometimes we experience different aspects as we go, and there is never ever going to be the same as what was. So like I said, you guys had a connection that has defied many lives, and I feel like you guys have married in many, many lifetimes, and this is something that could potentially come up in a future life if you believe in that. If you don't, that's all right. That's just for those of you guys that do believe in that stuff. I feel this, though. I feel this. That's why I was like trying so hard not to cry in the beginning. I really had to stop for a second, because the depth of love in this connection, it is very, it's just so profound. It's super profound, and it's enlightening, and it's like touching God, because it's so beautiful. You know, and that may seem like cliche or whatever, but that's why it hit me when I saw the Queen of Wands with the King of Wands like that. It didn't have to be the Emperor and the Empress, right? It didn't have to be the Pope and the Popess. Like, it just this connection of you guys having this passionate life together and being able to share that with others. It's just beautiful. What is left to transform for you spiritually? You have the Lover here, okay? And the Lover talks about a decision. And a decision in the way of, like, you can either stay in the past or you can move towards the future. It's also connected with the Hercules story of either taking lust and ease over maturity and wisdom, and what do you choose? And so it's like you're lusting for the past all the while your wise path lays in front of you, ahead of you, right? And so that's what it's saying. That's what's left for you to transform, is to make a decision. Are you going to stay lusting after what was, or are you going to use that to transform you? You know, maybe you can become a guidance counselor and help others connect with their true loves. You know, that can be a fulfilling purpose. It's just an idea, okay? Like, I'm not telling you guys what to do. This is just an idea. And so, you know, or maybe it's something along those lines, or maybe you're just meant to counsel people or to help other, you know, kids, or to help people with their own problems and their own relationships, like, you know, reconnect to love. It's just what keeps coming through, is like this reconnecting to love, counselorship. So you're going to be a leader of sorts, but you have to decide to move away from the sorrow and understand that this is just, as sad as this sounds, it is not to distract from the pain of what you've gone through. This is just something that happened along the way. As much as losing your parents, as much as, you know, losing a friend or having somebody walk out. The only difference is that you can't just pick up the phone and call them, but you can start talking to them, and wherever they are, I promise you they are listening. I promise you they're with you right now. They're just waiting for you to connect with them, and I think that you see signs, and the more you talk with them, the more signs you're going to see that they are there with you, and I feel like that could bring you comfort as well. So that's just something, but that's what's left for you to transform. The Lover also talks about spiritual divinity. So there's something very spiritual about the way that this happened, and I feel like it does come with that for those of you that resigned, that you were going to pass away before they were. Is that spiritual divinity coming, like, we really have no idea of what's going to come next. We don't have any idea of what's going to come through, right? And growth. Like, not to neglect your growth. That's what's coming through here. Do not neglect your growth. You've gotten to experience this beautiful love because in each life, again, if you don't believe in that, that's fine, but I'll show you. So in each life, you've chosen to grow. And if you don't believe in that, then what they're saying is that throughout this life, you have chosen to grow at each challenge and turn and situation and circumstance that has come up and come face to face with you. And because of that, you've grown spiritually, which allowed you to connect with them in a beautiful way like that. So they're saying, do not neglect your spiritual growth here. Do not neglect the ability for you to grow and to be a boss and to be spiritually fulfilled in this lifetime. And spiritual fulfillment is happiness, okay? Peace, harmony, inner prosperity, inner riches, right? That's not necessarily money. That's talking about you having fulfillment of love again, having fulfillment of family, having fulfillment of friends and health and wealth, right? And seeing past the illusions that are in your life. Because right now, this feels like separation, and it feels like you guys are no longer connected. However, death is just another chapter in the journey that every one of us in life are promised, right? Nobody is free from death. Everybody passes away. That's just a part of human life. And the thing is that this is just the next chapter. It's not that you guys are separated. You're just physically not together, which you could probably say, well, that's separation. But mentally and emotionally and physically, you guys are still connected because of spirit and the ether. And our energy never dies. It just transforms. And death is just a transformation that we may not understand, right? So what gift do you get to keep? So right now, there's this energy of feeling not confident about anything. And as weird as that sounds, like that's a gift, it is, because you get to keep insecurity in order to transform it to security within self, right? And so that's the gift that you guys have to move forward, is to become your own boss. What does that mean? To find your own happiness, to find your own grace. May I please have one more card for this? I feel like I just need one more card. Kings and queens all over, guys. All over. May I please have one more card to clarify this? Thank you. Yeah. I see. Okay, so they are saying the gift you were left with was either for you guys to come into substantial stability with it, or if you choose not to accept that gift, you guys will manipulate yourself and others in the future because of your lack of confidence in yourself and the situation. You have to learn to set boundaries for yourself and to be okay with starting over and to be okay with making a spiritual decision that best suits you for the greater good for yourself. Right? And the greater good doesn't necessarily mean the greater good of everyone else. That just means the greater good of yourself. So right now I feel like you just kind of given up on everything. Like you don't want to move forward. You don't want to do anything. It's like, thank you. It's crazy. The death card has come out 3 times now in your reading. So it's transformation. And obviously it can refer to death, which is what we're talking about. But there's something deeper here. This is a transformation, like going into the darkness and the depths, you know. The death card, or the nameless in my case, is connected with Scorpio energy. And Scorpio energy is that energy of going into the icky, yucky parts of life that you don't want to experience, right? Like nobody wants to dig deep there. But that's where the most transformation comes from. That's where the most knowledge comes from. So your person's advice to you is to learn how to communicate what you want in life and not be afraid to move with the tides, okay? To move with the tides, and that's how you're going to find happiness. You still are surrounded by happiness, but you're not seeing it right now because your eyes are so focused on what was, what should have been, what coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? And that's always going to be coulda, shoulda, woulda. There's not a it is. It coulda, shoulda, woulda. And once you guys find how to transform your own energy. You're going to find your inner abundance. You're already an abundant person because you got to experience this beautiful connection. And you have so much to offer to others. You have so much to show others about your own emotional growth and your own emotional maturity in this situation. And I think that's going to be the leading key for you here, is finding your emotional maturity so that you can become a boss of your life. You know, and that sounds kind of weird, but at the same time, it's like being able to understand why you feel so disheartened and disconnected and afraid. And learning how to find a way to make home wherever you are. You know, and I think that's the thing, like, you lost your home, you're brokenhearted right now, and that's understandable. But there's this energy that's dying to come out because this experience happened to transform you. You know, everybody is on this higher consciousness journey, and it happens to us all differently. You know, like, this is just what's happening to you. You got to experience something great in life, and now your higher consciousness is asking to be expanded because of the loss that you've experienced. And not everybody goes through that loss, right? Not everybody experiences a loss like that. Everybody's trying to experience something like that. Look, we have wisdom owl on the bottom, right? Not everybody experiences losses like this, but you did, and that's your growth. And it seems cruel, but it's not. Do they say it's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all? You're that person that got to love. And yes, you lost, but you still got to love. You know, a lot of people go through all of their lives and they never even experience what a fraction of the love that you had is. Get some oracle cards on it, guys. I just love it. Even in the advice cards, which is an entirely different deck altogether, still had a king come out. So you guys are royalty of royalty. So, I mean, you guys could have royal bloodlines. That's cool, whatever. But when I say royalty, I'm saying that you are the chosen of Source. Like, you guys chose to experience something really rough when you came to life so that you could help others heal in a way that maybe they didn't know how to heal, right? And that's what that royalty means. It means that you chose to take a harder path than many people did. And maybe you guys didn't experience this love for a long, long time. Maybe it was just a very short time, or maybe you guys had a lot of years together. You know, it's going to be different for every one of you guys, but you all experienced it in a way that's bringing hope and faith and truth to others. This is way too many. I'm sorry, I'm not going to take those. It's way too many cards. Can I please have one of these cards? Just one. Thank you. Look, we have faith in the process on the bottom. I feel like you guys would benefit from praying. Okay, and I'm not here to tell you how to be religious or anything like that. You know, prayer could just be simply talking to your person and just having a conversation with them. Yes, that is praying. Okay, or telling God you're mad at God because he took away your person. That's still praying, you know. It's funny, when I first started, I didn't know how to pray. Like, I first got angry, and I was angry at my mom, and so I started, like, just talking to my mom and telling her about how mad I was at her. And it was weird how I had a huge amount of peace that came from that, you know. And then I started with God, too, the same thing. I started telling God, like, how can you do these things to me? And then I was like, I got this great, profound peace from it. And I can't explain it. It was just something that I had to experience. Okay. Yeah. Dragonfly on the bottom. Moving beyond self-created illusions that have limited your growth. Yeah. Okay, last deck here, guys, and then we'll get into your work cards. Don't feel like that. Okay. This has come out in every pile, which is so crazy. But I feel like for you guys it's different because it's the addiction of feeling sad, okay? It says the addiction is caught up. In my passing, the guilt and the grief have seemingly become too much to bear, so you picked up a habit. It has been the habit that has numbed you and forced you to ignore the healing that tears bring. You are stronger than you believe, yet you need to give yourself a chance. Yeah, so I feel like for you guys it's just that habit of looking at things from the negative perspective and not seeing the positivity in things, which is hard sometimes, right? Your reading is all over the place, guys. Okay. All right. So we had Dream Time come out. I feel like I need these first. Here we go. Okay. Dream Time creation. So you may see this person in your dreams, and that kind of irritates the upset. It irritates the hurt and the pain, and so. But there's a lot of creative energy that's also coming to you via your dreams. You guys could have Piscean energy in you. You don't have to, okay? That's just a confirmation for some. But they're also saying that if they come to you in your dreams, they're trying to communicate with you that they are okay. Like, they're not suffering anymore. They're not hurt. They're not in pain. Nothing's bad, okay? Like, everything is okay. Everything is good. And you have an opportunity to bring some kind of creative energy into your life once you move beyond this. And they're really adamant about that. Like, the King of Wands is a very creative king, right? Yeah, river movement. Because your creativity is going to help you move beyond this. It's going to help you move into a new phase, a new era in your life. And I know it feels like you're leaving behind them, but you're not. They get to move with you in the ether, right? And that's a beautiful thing. Then we had Gemini come out, which is curiosity, intellect, and networking, which is interesting because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is the planet of communication. And I was telling you guys, it feels like you guys are supposed to be kind of counselors, and Geminis make great counselors, okay? So, like, that's why I'm saying, like, it's just another confirmation. We have the butterflies on here, which is talking about transformation, coming outside of the chrysalis and spreading your wings to fly. House 5. We have passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. Yeah, so a lot of passion you guys have. You guys are definitely, when you embrace your own inner energy, you guys are very confident. You guys have a lot of creative energy. Again, that creativity coming through. Like, it is very important for you guys to create in your life. You guys could be singers. You could make music. You guys could be artists of some sort. You guys could just be, you know, you like to help people, the humanitarian. But whatever it is, you guys need to go back to that, because that will be a way for you to express the hurt and the heartache that you've been feeling. Number 28, the soul. We have butterfly. Again, the butterfly is coming out, the transformation, but this is your soul purpose. This is your soul journey. You experience this so that you guys could step up into whatever it is that you're meant to be in this world. You wouldn't have been this person if they had stayed alive this whole time. And I know that sounds harsh and cruel, but it's not. It's something you agreed to before birth. It's something they agreed to before birth so that you could spread your wings and fly like the individual that you're meant to fly in. Fly as. I can't make it up, guys. Number 44, Jackal, truth. There's a lot of truth that lays in this reading. There's a lot of truth that's been coming out, and I think it's been really hard for you guys to swallow. There's a lot of blue that's coming out on your cards too, and so that's the thing. It's like this usually comes out when it's like Source is saying, well, you need to listen up. Okay? So I feel like your person drew this card because you need to listen up, and I feel like it's okay for you to be upset. It's okay for you to be mad. It's okay for you to be sad. What's not okay is to live in that energy all the time, and they've made that very clear that you are an amazing individual, that you have so much to offer to yourself, to the people around you, to the world, that you owe it to yourself and to them to heal your wounds and to heal the hurt. It doesn't mean that grief will ever always, it doesn't mean it's going to get easier. It doesn't mean that it's going to go away. But the more you try to push it away, the harder it's going to be to bear. Okay? Okay, so we have all tied up. Yeah, you're all tied up in your emotions right now and the sadness, which again, it's like I said, I understand. I can understand where you're at. And I think the thing is that maybe you should go to a support group, you know, like a support group who's lost their spouses. And you might find strength there, and you might find other people to connect with who've been through the same thing as you. And that will give you an opportunity to express things in a way that you might not be able to otherwise, you know? I don't know what it's like to lose a spouse. I do know what it's like to lose family members, and it's something I've been through a lot, and it's difficult, right? And so it's like this is a different kind of loss, and I can't say that I know exactly what you're experiencing, but I understand it. But being with somebody who knows exactly what you're going through, the kind of loss that you've experienced, can get you to talk about things in a way that's going to initiate healing. You inspired me to become a better me. You're the one that inspired them, and that's all they want you to know. They love you, and you feel like you're the reason that you feel that you're wow. All right, let me try that again. You feel that they are the reason that you did so well, right? We had that earlier in the reading. It is the how do they see you? They see you as this amazing being that's going to overcome all negativity. They see you as being able to move on. They see you as being able to do what you need to do. And truth is that you made them become the best version of themselves. And that's how did they do in this life? They became the loving individual, committed, and they felt full of purpose, and they felt fulfilled with you, and they felt like you helped inspire them to find themselves. And now they want you to know that that's because of you. It wasn't because of them. It was because of you. And they gave you purpose because you were using all your gifts with them without realizing. It was a subconscious thing. Open your heart to love. Yeah. Your heart's broken right now. It's aching. It's crying out to be seen. It's the hurt and the loss is crying out to be acknowledged. And as you acknowledge that, you guys are going to be able to invite in other people, which is so important for you. You need support right now. It's definitely coming out. Like, I keep feeling like your person is just like, they need someone to talk to. They need someone to communicate with. They need someone to network with. And so it may be beneficial for you guys to go see a counselor. It may be beneficial for you guys to see a group. It may be beneficial for you guys to see a therapist or a psychiatrist, whatever it is that you feel called to. Okay, even just calling a hotline, it could just make the difference for you guys, all right? Okay, so these are my grief cards. These are channeled messages from Source. It says blame. Never won anyone anything. Placing blame on yourself or others. And this goes hand in hand with what I was saying, like you're in that dark shadow room and people are showing up and then they stop showing up and you're like, how can your life still go on? That's blaming people, right? So placing blame on yourself or others is keeping you from feeling my loss. I know those feelings are scary, and I know it seems as though they might swallow you whole. Yet I assure you, it is the beginning step in your healing. Oh my gosh, I love that. Your feelings are yours to honor. No one can tell you what you feel isn't valid. And it is valid. Everything you're feeling is valid. Or that it has been too long for you feeling like that. And I feel like that's part of you blaming too, is like you still feel sad and everyone else has moved on and now you're blaming yourself like for still feeling this way, and that's okay. So I say sometimes we can't do it alone. Okay, like sometimes we need people. Time is different for everyone. If they aren't standing by you, find someone who will. I love that this came out after they after they pushed me to talk about counseling, because that's the thing, is you need people who understand what it is that you're going through. You may have a lot of family and friends and none of them have experienced what you've experienced, because you guys got to experience a once-in-a-lifetime love, and not, like I said, not everybody gets to experience that. And because of that, it's hard for you to connect with others and try to explain how you feel. And so finding a support group could get you in contact with other people who have had a once-in-a-lifetime love and lost them. I'm so happy this card came out. I wish I could promise that with time it gets easier. What happens is you get stronger, and the acceptance begins to settle. Do not beat yourself up when a memory, a song, a picture, or a thought arises and it feels like day one all over again. That is and always will be a part of the grieving process. Empty well. You've begun to believe that if you feel nothing in regards to my death, that you will save yourself from agony. That is everything that we've talked about this whole time. What is also happening is you rob yourself of feeling happiness and love. Instead, you become numb. And I feel like that's why the addiction card came out on the bottom, because that's the numbness that you feel, right? You're numbing the pain by not feeling anything at all. Beautiful synchronicities. Let's read this one. Listening for the truth is what you got. Look at this. Holding this shell up, listening to the ocean. Number 36, which is 9. Okay. Truth speaks to us constantly, but not always in words. It may communicate through a feeling that is hard to put into words, but brings an inexplicable sense of peace, trust, and the knowledge that somehow everything is going to work out perfectly, even if there's little evidence of how it is all going to happen. You're being asked to listen for the truths beneath the words rather than the superficial message of the words themselves. This is especially true for the communication of those around you, the press, the newspaper, and the mass media. You will begin to hear fear in the words and actions of those around you, even as they preach love. Listen deeper, listen for the truth. This oracle comes with a message of truth for you. You are hearing something that is not being said, and what you are hearing is truthful. You may feel as though you are the only one that is really ready to hear or see it. Perhaps you've been working in a situation or loving in a relationship where truth is consistently denied. And that goes to what I was saying. You guys might be surrounded by people who just don't understand what you're experiencing, right? And so that's truth being denied because you're not able to be honest, because it's like they just shove it under the table or they just push it away like, oh no, it's no big deal, you should be over it. No, grief is different for everybody. We live in a world where truth is frequently avoided out of fear of what it might reveal. At the basis of such actions, consciously or not, a deep sense of unheld toxic shame. If you or someone else is fearful that the truth will expose rather than free and heal, then some personal healing is required. It is time for letting go of old wounds in a favor of a great sense of self-love and acceptance. You're being asked to love yourself enough to honor the truth, even if you feel you are the only one doing so. Sacred rebels need truth like lungs need oxygen. Truth keeps the energy of life flowing through the rebellious heart. Lies dampen the spirit of the sacred rebel. Even if those with less awakened hearts fear the truth, you must not turn away from it. Don't resent this state of affairs. Perhaps your job is to show that truth can be witnessed even when many may want to hide from it. What others do is always their choice, but through your honorable deeds done with integrity, you will be set free. No matter what the outcome, you are a truth seeker. Never deny or try to quiet this down to make others comfortable. You are meant to be the agitator at times, even though you don't have to confront people to do it. You don't necessarily have to say a word, though sometimes you will. Often you will agitate in the most loving sense by unveiling truth simply through your knowings. Hold compassion for the truths you behold. Do not use them as knives to cut another or yourself with harshness, but as the clear insight that allows one to loosen the knots that bind, simply by knowing which thread to gently tug. This oracle brings you guidance. If you've been worn down and depressed by the lies, the gossip, deceit, or backstabbing going on around you, don't fret. Get out in nature and spend some time communing with the infinite. Healing will come to you now. No matter how many times, in how many ways, or by how many tongues untruth is spoken, you know what you know in your sacred rebellious heart. The truth is your connection to the living truth of life itself. Don't give up. Just open up to the healing and know that truth always eventually prevails. So you guys have been sharing some type of truth, and I feel like that's also what this is saying, like a lot of truth for your guys' reading. There's a deeper truth that needs to come out, and I feel like that's the thing, like why they were saying that it's important for you guys to get into some sense of communication is because I feel like you know when people aren't in love with one another because you've experienced love. Okay, and I feel like that's been something that you've been running away from because you've told people, and people who are around you use that as a weapon against the experience that you're going through right now. And so it's important for you to continue to speak your truth. It's also important for you to find others that will help you with your truth and help you express that. And so again, that's why I feel like it's important for you to go to those groups, those support groups, because you need somebody that's outside of your circle. You know something that you haven't said, and you are aware that if you speak it, it's going to cause some troubles. And it is in regards to the situation that they're passing and everything like that. Maybe people say that you guys didn't love each other, and that's not true. If you guys need clarification, let me tell you, the love that you guys shared is deep. It was deep, it was amazing, it was beautiful. But this is something that you guys have to experience, and you guys have to shed the light. And that's why they said, your person said earlier in the reading, when they look at you, they saw light. They see light now, but in life, they saw your light because you always brought truth. Okay, so I think this is a very powerful message to end on for you guys. Definitely do not deny yourselves. Just because everybody else has already healed and moved on, it doesn't mean that you have to heal and move on. It means that you have to experience the grief and not shut yourself off from the pain. And I feel like that's what you've been doing, is shutting yourself off from the pain of the loss and not feeling it. And that's keeping you from grieving. And so when it does happen, if you keep shutting yourself off, when it does happen, it will explode. Okay, so you guys are in a beautiful, beautiful place, and there's this beautiful energy of this person that is surrounding you in every one moment. And I think that if you let them in, you're going to see the synchronicities that they've always been walking next to you throughout this entire time. Okay? I love you, Pile 3. I am honored to be able to do this reading. It has been a true blessing to connect with you and with your person. Just, if we had more people like you guys in the world would be an entirely different place. So stand true and stand firm in who you are as a person, because we need you. We still need you. Even if you feel like there's nothing you can offer, there's something that you can offer, and that's to offer yourself self-love, okay? Hang tight, my love. You will get through this. You are an amazing individual. Stay blessed. And until we meet each other again, bye.